Hey guys, this is Winsky. Welcome back to my Anonymous Code Let's Play. Today is Halloween, so I dressed up as a fairy. Got my little fairy ears here. If you can't tell, it's not as obvious from the front, but I am super excited to get back into this game. I got my candy Kit Kat bars for today. Look, I've been eating Kit Kat the whole month. I started my Halloween early, but I got my Kit Kat in the spirit of Halloween. And where were we at? Last time, we stopped a whole ass asteroid from hitting planet Earth. However, Kent Kurohisa got deleted from the world by Asuma, and he was the only person who could stop the world from ending. So now, we were like, oh no, what's up? Kent is gone. How do we stop the world from ending? Yeah, so we are gonna get back into it. My fall flavored apple crisp drink. Okay, we're back at Bombi's perspective. The CCO office, which is usually at least somewhat lively, was totally silent today. Being alone in this empty office made me feel a bit uncomfortable. The door swung suddenly open, and Chief Samezu walked in.
Chief.
His eyes widened in surprise when he saw me.
You're all ready?
Oh, yeah. It was surprisingly simple. The roads were empty. You'd never know about all the panicking this morning.
Yes, I noticed that myself.
The explosions in Uminomori and Odaiba, the drones that ran amok, the asteroid that almost hit the planet. So many things had happened in such a short time, but as CCO officers, we were completely powerless to stop any of them. The chief had been suspended after pool hack, and it was hard to tell who was in charge of who anymore. The situation had blown into such large-scale crisis that we couldn't have done anything about it if we wanted to. If the asteroid had fallen, Tokyo would have been destroyed. And that was why, until now, I'd been at home with Riko and Iroha. We'd been sitting together, shaking as we waited for the asteroid to arrive. But the asteroid had suddenly exploded before impact, and I was still alive somehow. And that was when the chief called us. He told anyone who could work today to come into the office. I hadn't been informed about his suspension being lifted, so I assumed he was planning something himself. When I saw the message though, I couldn't ignore it. I rushed to the office right away. Riko and Iroha said that they'd catch up with me after they got changed into the uniforms.
Shouldn't you be back with your parents?
That's out of the question at the moment. The highways are gridlocked, and neither maglevs nor the bullet train are operating.
So their parents are out, huh? When X-2038 was on collision course with Earth, countless people had tried to evacuate, even knowing there was no way out. There's a hair in my mouth, and that's was so bothering me. Anyway, I couldn't understand, people were panicking trying to get out of Japan, but the roads ended up an absolute mess, with almost everybody in desperate rush to evacuate. Evacuating was the right decision though, in a way. Experts predicted that an asteroid would cause a tsunami over 100 meters tall, but it had broken apart and its fragments were expected to cause much less damage. The news said that there would be far fewer casualties now. Yeah, I guess it would be impossible for there would be completely no casualties.
Chief? Would I be correct in assuming that Polon was somehow involved in the asteroid's explosion?
You would.
He's like, Polon Takaoka?
Oh.
Maybe she's starting to see him a little differently now. I couldn't put my finger on why, but I had a feeling he'd done something.
He's really something else. Were you involved too?
No, I'm an independent party in all this.
But you know something, right?
He helped get Oz,
The asteroid
right?
incident may be over now, but we're still in a crisis. This whole thing about the end, Is it really true?
Apparently so.
I knew it. So, how's the world coping?
I'd seen the Pope's speech. Honestly, I didn't know what it was about, but it made me feel massively anxious.
Everyone is convinced that the end of the world is near. And word spreading around the globe that our world is actually fake. That it's artificial.
People are believing
That
that?
this world is an Earth simulation. All digital. Is that true as well?
It's a notion hard to deny after witnessing what happened between Asuma Soga and the army. It was streamed to the entire world. Billions watched that battle unfold live. The Pope didn't include that artificial world detail in his speech, though. Most world leaders have expressed confusion at what he said. The US president is the only exception. He agrees with the Pope.
Oh?
Did we find the Prime Minister?
No. Chances are he didn't survive. Judging by foreign social media and the like, it looks like most people have accepted the statement as truth.
Is it because the Prime Minister's, residence was kind of, in one of those buildings that where, the land just, flew into the sky and his building fell? I don't know.
It also appears that pious people who truly believe in God have fallen the deepest into despair.
I don't know, or why?
Why are people in other countries so much more depressed?
We're talking about countries with far higher populations of religious people than Japan. If the world is an Earth simulation, then God would have to be its developer, or Gaia itself. Neither of those is anything like the God they believed in. God turned out to be nothing more than an AI, or another person at best. For anyone who found solace in the existence of God, a revelation like that is akin to an outright denial of their life's meaning. The despair is spreading to the extent that people around the world are committing suicide en masse. This is an AI estimate, but it's possible that the number already exceeds 100,000 deaths.
What? That many already? But the Pope's speech wasn't even that long
The number
ago.
will surely increase as time passes. We could end up with a figure a dozen times larger.
Oh
I had
no.
no idea that was happening.
Only half a day has passed, but already the world's economies have shut down and order is crumbling. People are split between two extremes. They're choosing either to go outside and throw caution to the wind, or to lock themselves in and wait for the end. Burglaries, murders, rapes, and other crimes are bound to occur. And since police will soon stop functioning, said crimes will go unchecked.
That's horrible.
Odds are that even the army will throw in the towel.
Bruh.
Officers and soldiers are people too, after all. And none of them have any incentive to work anymore.
No. So things were just going to spiral further out of control over the next 10 days until the world ended. But after hearing about what Polon did,
That's exactly why we should do whatever we can to help whoever we can.
Oh.
I won't let some boy hacker out-assist me. Chief, if you want me to, I'll sing for a week straight.
We don't need songs right now.
What?
Yeah. You think singing is gonna help
What do you
the
always
situation?
say?
You're right. Idols make smiles.
And smiles make idols. With everything that's going on,
Oh, they're here.
this is what you're doing?
We were joined mid-pep talk by several members of the CCO. So I guess other people are here too.
You're all fired up, aren't you?
I guess you could say that.
Surprisingly, besides us Cyberforce dolls, about 10 other people had come in. They were all checking everybody. They were all checking everyone else was alright.
Thank you so much for your support.
The chief bowed deeply.
There's something I need all of you to do. We must locate information regarding Worldline collapse that Cicada 3301 left somewhere out there.
Oh, really? How do we know? I didn't really understand what the chief was talking about. Still,
This may well be our final task as Cyber Countermeasures Office. I'll be counting on you. And lastly,
he glanced at me.
always remember, to wear your cute smile.
Yes, sir.
If this was going to make the world a better place or help even a single person, I was ready to go above and beyond. We're back at this place.
Come on in.
Hey,
Fried garlic chives and liver, please.
Oh yes, he is. He knows what's good this
Coming
time.
right up.
The world was about to end, so hardly any businesses were open. I was pretty shocked when I saw this place was carrying on like normal. Still, it was lunchtime, but Oz and I were the only customers here.
you're looking a little worse for wear.
I guess the world and I have that in common right now. Wait, I just remembered that I never thanked you.
Oh
Couldn't have
yeah.
pulled off the meteor hack without you.
He played a big part
Thanks.
in it.
It's not like I did it all by myself. You guys ran most of that relay race. I just carried the baton to the finish line.
So humble,
They had to
Tengen.
get scolded by a guy half my age before I knew what was what. That did help me get back on my feet, though. Anyway,
Enough about me. Yeah, I wasn't here to thank him.
you talked to Juno yet?
Well, yeah. Took a lot to calm her down. She almost killed me a bunch of times.
Oh shoot. After losing Kent, Juno was in such a bad way it had taken all of us to pacify
In the
her.
end, there was nothing they could do to bring back Kent Korihisa.
Miss Lid had contacted Kurisumakise about looking into Amadeus Kent.
Turns out that all his data and even the systems related to him were wiped off the face of the Earth.
Wait. I can't teleport.
The job was real thorough, apparently.
It was nearly impossible to delete every trace of something from the internet, but Asuma had done it, and he'd done it in an instant.
There might be some local data somewhere that nobody had noticed, but finding it would take time.
This is Asuma's handiwork we're talking about here. There's no way anything's left. Up till now, I figured Kent would just take care of things for us. That was why Momo and I had been looking for him. So him getting scrubbed has really screwed stuff up.
Yeah. And since I couldn't load either, I couldn't even go back to that moment and try again. Oh, wait.
Shit's not gonna work.
I don't even want to try.
Garlic chives and liver stir fry.
Ooh, I want to see how that tastes like. The guy had put the dish in front of me.
Thank you.
None of the local supermarkets, convenience stores, or internet delivery services were working properly. Just getting food was a mission in itself right now. That sucks. Hot meals like this were something to savor. But I wasn't actually that hungry. I kinda ordered it out of habit. Still, I wasn't gonna waste it. I scooped up some white rice with the liver.
So, what did you learn from Juno? Did you find out what Kent was planning?
Speaking of liver, I kinda want some duck liver now, like... It sounds weird if you never tried it before, but I think duck liver is so good if cooked correctly. Yes.
No, Kent didn't tell her much either.
Even though they were brother and sister?
Well, that's probably why she's so messed up in the first place. But the CCO's onto a good lead.
They'd spent the past few days carefully sifting through all sorts of internet
Good
logs.
old Karu. How'd they find it?
Through Pietro Bertone, the man who died at the Sagrada Familia 12 years ago.
Ah, the cardinal who burned up. He was anti-fate, wasn't he?
He raised the Rosario too.
Apparently, Kent trusted Bertone a lot. They used to communicate in secret. With Rosario's help, we followed a trail to a paper notepad, and Kent's name was in there.
Oh, okay. Rosario hadn't fully recovered yet, but she still flew to Spain to find it.
There was a hint in the notepad about how the world could still be saved.
Okay.
Gotta love analog. So, whatever it is that Kent left, can someone make it work?
Probably not.
Why not?
Kent was plotting to hack the Earth simulator.
You mean Gaia? What's the purpose?
Not the Gaia in our world layer, but the one above us.
Whoa. So,
He wanted to hack this world. World line collapse. That's what Kent came up with in order to save all the world layers. And to pull that off, apparently he was planning to put this world under stress. Or high load.
High load? We're talking quantum computer here.
What if, like, him disappearing is part of the plan? What if it is part of the stress that people are going under?
But there's no other way to force a world line divergence in every single world layer at the same time. The problem is, only Kent Korihisa, the top echelon of wizard tier hackers, had a shot at it, if that. No run-of-the-mill hackers can pull that shit off, even if there's thousands of them and they spend their entire life trying to do it.
Well, at least it was clear we never get this done before the end of the world. We chatted on 4chan/hack/board, obviously, and people were talking over, but still.
Things don't look so good.
The fried garlic chives and liver were bland.
You know I can't, right?
I still try to teleport. It wasn't like the chef had forgotten how to cook. I just wasn't in any state to enjoy food. That's so sad. It's so sad. And I knew why. We probably didn't have the means to pull off what Kent had planned, and finding another way to save the world seemed unlikely, but more importantly.
Hey, Oz.
Yeah? Yeah?
What is he stuttering about? I couldn't save or load anymore. The thought had made me so anxious I couldn't sleep, and I'd been vomiting up pretty much everything I ate too. Honestly though, I'd been relying on it too much. After learning more about what Dad did, my emotions were in a better place, and I felt kind of proud to be a hacker now. But the end was approaching fast, and I didn't feel like I could help Momo without my abilities. The anxiety was crushing me. But despite all that, I didn't have the courage to try loading the save data you made, Anon.
No. Forget it. You know I can't, right?
Just say it. I just couldn't find the words. Should I hold up the go back to the save data thing? I was heading home. I'm gonna see a little bit what's about. Maybe I'll try to go back and try. There wasn't a single person at Nakano Station. Everyone had vanished from the city. Wait. Let me just try to go back to the point where he said he was too scared to load. Just in case that motivates him to load. I don't think so, but you know, it's hard to try.
Come on in.
Good old...
Yeah,
Apparently,
we skipped this part.
There was a hint in Kent.
You mean... Whoa.
He had to pull that high, but there's no...
Things...
More
Hey.
importantly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's getting closer. He's been relying. This one.
It's not gonna work.
Okay, never mind. I thought like if I load there, maybe he'll load. Okay, well we're back to outside, I guess. It was awfully quiet, yes. The fragments of X-2038 had caused a tsunami in the Pacific, but it was so small that there was almost no casualties. So that wasn't the reason the city was so deserted. Right now, people were either locking themselves up at home and waiting for the world to end, or gathering in groups to seek comfort in others. Things were about the same all over the world. 2 days ago, this place was full of people running about or watching the asteroid coming down. But now, there were no such people here. Public transportation was non-operational, and the road was almost devoid of cars. I couldn't even see any self-driving buses. Some businesses had brought their shutters down, while others had kept theirs up and been looted. That's so sad. They're just trying to support the community. And like, people just had to mess it up. Some had even been abandoned by employees and left with empty shelves. That's sad. Some still had AR characters out front though, cheerfully inviting more customers inside. That's depressing to think about. There was nobody at Symphony tonight. None of us had gotten enough sleep over the past few days, so I told everybody to get some rest. Momo had volunteered to look after Juno. It seemed like she had something to discuss with her though. I told her to take a break though. I guess the signal was not working. The economy has frozen, and society was at a standstill as many people held their breaths. The world was dying a slow death already. At least, that's how the silence made me feel. A week. Oh no, I'm scared. Like, is this the end? A week flew by. The deadline was getting dangerously close. We had 3 days left before the end of the world and no idea how to prevent it. A wasted week didn't do my anxiety any favors given the circumstances. There were even fewer people out in the city than before. Infrastructure has collapsed and people who hadn't prepped couldn't even get any food. All they could do was starve as the end approached.
Don't give me that.
What do you mean? We have to start loading. The snow had fallen this morning, made the city feel even more silent. That was when Momo called me out of the blue. Oh my god, this is the park when they first met. Or like they first came to. She'd spent the past week hanging out with Juno. I assumed she wanted to learn whatever else she could about Kent from her. It felt like it'd been a while since I heard from her. She said she wanted me to meet up and talk and suggested going to the park where we'd first seen each other. Aww. I wonder where Asuma has been this whole time. I was already here, but I couldn't see her anywhere. I parked myself on a bench when...
Hold on. Sorry I took so long.
Hey, she's here.
Here, it's for you.
Aw, what is it? Momo joined me. She ran up and handed me something. I took it without thinking, then realized it was some warm milk tea. Oh no!
It's my treat.
Oh my god! It's like the reverse now. The karma is coming back.
Thanks.
Oh, I was so surprised she managed to find something like this. Maybe because she was a little late because she'd been searching. Oh yeah, because everything was like out of order, so like probably must have been hard for her to find it. The world's economy had practically shut down. Pretty much every vending machine had been empty already. Yeah, how did she find it? The milk tea was so warm that I... Don't cry. Oh my god, is it his turn to cry?
Polan, what's wrong?
Huh? Oh, nothing.
My anxiety must have shown on my face. This sudden kindness almost broke me. I thought I was about to cry out. No, not just any kindness. It was Momo's kindness. Maybe that's why.
I don't think I can help you anymore.
Oh, that's not true. Sitting on the bench, I looked away from her.
I was relying on my saves, and now that they're gone, I just don't know what to do. I'm a third-rate hacker, too. Man. I sure am pathetic, huh?
At that moment, I felt something warm pressed against my back. Oh, Momo.
But
Aww.
that doesn't change how much courage you've given me. Over and over again.
Momo. It's the other way around. Without your positivity, I would have never made it this far. I always said I'd help you, but you ended up helping me way more.
I'm glad
Mutual
you think
support.
that. That means I'm a valuable member of Nakano Symphonies. Hey, Polan. I need you to give me just a little more courage. Let me rely on you. Please.
Huh?
To save the world, I need the resolve to do one thing. It's something very difficult and painful.
I wonder what it is.
But I don't want to waste this one last chance.
Oh, what is she talking about?
I couldn't bear to lose this world. This place that has you and everyone else important to me in it. And I think I finally know what I can do to save it.
Oh?
So, Polan,
I feel like it might involve something about sacrificing herself. I don't know.
will you come with me?
Momo. But
I'd be useless to her now.
I don't need someone who can save or load. I need you, Polan. As long as you're with me,
Through her warmth against my back, I felt her trembling. And it wasn't because of the code, I could tell. I didn't know what she was planning, but I still had to decide whether or not I should encourage her. Even if I was useless, even if I went out of this way. This was about whether I could keep my promise to her, whether I was prepared to die for that promise. It must have taken a lot for Momo to ask this of me. She was asking me to die for her, for the world itself. Well, my answer for that was obvious.
I'll help you like I always have.
Aww. We'd probably have to face Asuma, and when we did, I'd be powerless. I'd lose the fight in a second. I probably wouldn't be able to protect Momo either. Fear and anxiety welled up in my heart. But still.
I'll help you until my last breath.
Aww.
That's what my team and I are all about.
Oh, I was trying to look cool, show I had courage, and to tell the truth all at once. It didn't matter that I couldn't prove what I meant every word. And Momo's response?
thank you. I'm glad I got to hear you say those words. I'm going to give it all I have. I don't want to stay useless to the very end.
You're not useless. Momo had helped so much. Like, I think she contributed, like, with that video for the asteroid thing, right? Momo told me what she had in mind, and it was way heavier and more shocking than I could have ever expected. And getting me to go along with it before she told me what she was planning. Momo, that wasn't too kind. Oh no, what is it? Night fell and Momo presented her idea to everyone.
I have a proposal for saving the world from its imminent end.
She opened with those words. Juno was among the people she'd called.
World line collapse is crucial in averting the end. This raises the question of how we can make it happen. Our world is digital, a Gaia simulation. I'm afraid that seems to be the case at this point. But Kent wanted to use that truth to our advantage. He believed we could control the world if we exploited a weakness in its system.
And she's that weakness,
A high
right?
load on the world would most likely cause the Gaia QCDC, the computer maintaining Gaia, to reboot. So, in essence, we would be forcing Gaia's simulation to reset. That's the outline of the world line collapse.
What would happen after the reset?
Kent's conclusion was that the world simulation would synchronize with the most recent state of the topmost layer, then restart. To be honest, the year 2038 problem isn't an unsolvable issue. Then why is it a certain insurmountable threat to the world? There's an infinite number of world layers, but ultimately they all exist within a single computer, the topmost layer's Gaia QCDC. Meaning, if even a single world layer malfunctions, that will adversely affect the original Gaia QCDC. I believe the vast majority of the world layers have already addressed the year 2038 problem. The same can be said for our world layer. But that doesn't mean every single layer has dealt with it perfectly. It's down to pure probability. The more layers there are, the greater the chance that one has made a mistake. And just one mistake is enough to affect all the other world layers. So to avoid that, all existing world layers need to receive a mandatory data fix for the year 2038 problem.
I see. Which leads to causing the world line collapse here.
Yes. Assuming that the topmost world layer has eliminated the year 2038 problem, we will bring about the world line collapse, reset all world layers, and synchronize them with the topmost layer.
According to Bertrand's memos, Kent assumed that synchronizing with the top would actually turn back time a little. Earth simulators simulated the future after all, and considering we were in one of those simulated futures, from our perspective, the topmost layer was actually in the past.
A 100% sync rate between all world layers. This is synonymous with the year 2038 problem having been eliminated in each and every layer.
And after that happened, each world would progress in their own futures again, and the sync rate of the topmost layer would gradually drop. The 100% sync rate only needed to last a single moment. A moment would be enough to reset every layer once. That was what we needed.
Pretty drastic solution you got there.
Guy QCDC exists in our world layer too, doesn't it? What would happen if we force reset it? Based on what you said, forcing Guy QCDC in any world layer to reset from overload would have the same effect, no?
Apparently, Kent already tried that.
Huh.
He hacked into every QCDC in our world, Guy institutions included, and overloaded them.
And? Wait, never mind. If that had worked, we wouldn't even be discussing this right now.
As you have guessed, nothing happened. That was when Kent concluded that, rather than hacking into our own world as gods, we must hack into God's world.
He did say
Interesting.
that, didn't he? But what does it mean?
It's a scenario where a resident of a world layer hacks the upper layer system running the Earth simulator that they're in. According to him, only a contradiction that intense would put enough load on the QCDC to force a restart.
So we have to influence the world layer above us.
Hack into God, huh?
Not even that is guaranteed to work, though.
Hold on. This whole talk is focused on resetting the world. But if that happens, won't we all lose our memories?
It wasn't just us. The memories of everyone in their world will be overwritten by the memories of the topmost world layer selves.
And what's the point in risking everything to save the world?
If we consider ourselves as sentient beings distinct from our originals, then the closing of the world layers would result in the deaths of an infinite number of lives. I imagine that's what Kent Korihisa was trying to prevent.
In the end, logic isn't everything. Whether to accept that you're nothing but data or say, screw that and believe in yourself that you're human, Kent Korihisa chose the latter. It's a matter of pride.
I see. I can relate to that line of thinking.
Naturally, we would resist too. We weren't data. We were alive.
So, little lady, you got any plans to do this world line collapse?
Yes, I do.
Momo nodded confidently.
Kent tried to cause the world line collapse by hacking the world itself. But that was something only Kent, the best of the wizard tier hackers, was capable of.
She was right. None of us had the skill to do that. Hell, no one else in the world did.
So I came up with an alternate plan. Something I can do. I was originally an artificial brain, but one day I suddenly incarnated into this body. During my time with the Vatican, as an artificial brain and after incarnation, I was connected to their QCDC, Necro Pilgrimage. The purpose was to bestow miraculous powers, sacraments, to the agents of the Holy Office 513. I have this so-called factor, which is a quality shared among those who experience miracles, like my contact with Our Lady. And if someone connected with me online through Necro Pilgrimage, they would be able to use a sacrament. My plan is to exploit that.
Exploit?
What do you mean?
I'll head to the Vatican and enter the reservoir. It should still be there. Once ready, I'll call out to the people of the world and ask them to connect with me online.
Yeah, so she's trying to get everybody to get bestowed sacraments, and that will be like overload.
Right now, only the members of the Holy Office 513 are granted access to Necro Pilgrimage. but I will connect to it from the reservoir and open its channels to the entire world, so that we can have as many people use sacraments as possible. Apparently, after my incarnation, my factor became incredibly powerful, far stronger than it had been when I was an artificial brain. If several 100 million people used powerful sacraments at once, that could potentially put a high load on the world.
That sounds so scary though, like what would they use it for, you know? Sacraments were miraculous powers that normal people could never normally use. She was thinking of granting them to millions. An overwhelming number of such unthinkable events folding at once would overload the world, Gaia, and force it to
The world
reset.
population is about 9 billion. Catholics alone amount to 1.3 billion. The key is how many people will be able to persuade into using sacraments.
You got any proof this'll work, little lady? You think it's enough to cause the world to reset?
I don't have any proof.
But Kent didn't either. His plan wasn't guaranteed to work. He knew to be a gamble. That's what he said when he talked about the world line
This
collapse.
was the only plan I could come up with that maximized my ability. It might not be enough to overload the world. It's possible nothing will happen. To begin with, I have to go deep inside enemy headquarters to connect myself to Necro Pilgrimage. The agents of the Holy Office will be there to eliminate me. We only have one chance, and failure will mean the end of everything. Even if we succeed, the outcome may be different from what we want. But still, rather than give up and wait for the world to end, I want to do everything I can for the sake of the world and its people.
Yep, that sounded about right. This is our only choice. We were out of other options.
What are you trying to tell me?
I don't know.
Don't give me that.
Okay, fine. The stakes were high and our odds were low. It was a gamble for sure. But Momo was all in.
I'm not sure how I'll be able to contribute, but let me help you.
I can only do what I usually do, but if that's okay with you guys.
I'm a member of Nakano Symphonies, and we back each other up. Right, Polon? Polon?
Hey, Polon. Why haven't you said anything?
You understand what this plan really means?
Tengen, what's this about?
Like the little lady said, it's got the potential to take out the year 2038 problem across all world layers. That means the entire world can be saved, along with virtually all the people in the world layers.
But
All except for one individual.
because Momo isn't part of the other world layers, right? She only existed in this world layer.
There is?
Who? Who won't?
You know who it is, right? Hold on.
Oz looked at Momo. Yup.
It's you, little lady. You're the only one who won't make it. Your entire existence is gonna be wiped out.
What? For real?
Yes. Since there's no such person as Momo Aizaki in the topmost world layer, I'll be gone.
Aw. Ours was the only world with Momo in it. She was someone who should never existed to begin with. The guy in the layer above us created her as a potential means to avert the end. When all the world layers had 100% sync rate, Momo, who didn't exist in the topless layer, would be gone forever.
So you were aware.
You knew about it, Polon?
Yeah.
That was what Momo had to make up her mind about.
Polon. Are you okay with this?
Fuck no, I wasn't. But
I made a promise. So I'll help Momo no matter what. I'm
Aww.
gonna back her up with everything I've got so she can achieve what she wants. She's one of us, and I'll be there for her. I'll honor her decision.
Aww. My fist clenched as I spoke. I was half serious, half putting up a front. No, I was bluffing. I spent the few hours since she told me her plan asking myself whether I should stop her. But the thing was, it didn't matter if the end came or if Momo's plans was a success. She wouldn't make it either way. She knew that, but she wasn't wavering in the slightest. She'd been that way since the moment we met, only ever thinking about what she could do to save the world. She'd always done whatever she could to achieve that goal, and I promised to help her in any way I could. She was in need and I couldn't stand idly by. Momo wasn't wavering, so I couldn't either.
I'm in this with Momo.
Thank you.
That was my answer. No, it was our answer. The answer Momo and I had chosen together. Oh my god. A door opened and Felino Arcana stepped inside the Sistine Chapel. Outside St. Peter's Square was full of believers. Their reactions to the crisis varied wildly. Some wept in sadness, others prayed silently, and a select people were cursing the Pope. But all the buildings in the Vatican were firmly secured, so nobody could get inside them. The Sistine Chapel, which was most often full of tourists, was no exception. Inside, the empty chapel was enveloped in a solemn aura, and the silence was almost deafening. But it wasn't completely empty. A certain someone was sitting below the fresco of the Last Judgment.
Welcome, Asuma Soga.
Why is he here? Don't tell me he's joining them. It was Asuma, all alone. He seemed like a frail little boy. It was hard to imagine that this was the child who destroyed a Japanese city, created an asteroid, and plunged the world into such chaos.
How are you finding this chapel? Would you not agree that it depicts beautifully the wonder of the blessed end to come? All that has transpired is the will of the Lord, the promised end, and the birth of a new world. I thank him immensely for his grace in letting me witness this moment. Asuma Soga, that you have come to us shows that we are of one mind. Thus,
I don't know about that
I
one.
welcome you, so that we might welcome the brilliant end together. We are faced with a certain danger, however. There are transgressors out there who dare to defy the will of our Lord.
Not again.
I expect you are quite familiar with them. You must loathe them, no? You've been an extremist
Don't try to
from the
brainwash
moment
him.
you first set eyes upon their heretical forms. Do loathe them. Embrace your anger. And then join hands with us, that we might cast the transgressors into the flames of hell. We welcome you with open arms.
Shut up.
Thank you. Thank you. Finally, someone told her to shut
Don't
up.
talk
Just
to
keeps
me.
talking and talking and talking.
Or do. I'll just delete you from the world.
Yeah, you do
Maybe
that.
I'll wipe out your tiny little Vatican with you.
Ooh, nice.
So don't
Do that.
bother talking to me. I don't want to hear anyone anymore. I don't want to hear anyone's voice. Stop talking.
Why are you here then? If you are not here to cling to our Lord, or to use us to further your cause, then why have you come?
Because they're coming here. The two thorns in my side.
Why do you hate
They're
them
the
so much?
only ones who don't do as I want them to.
Sounds like he has control issues.
The only ones! They even outplayed me when I tried to bring an asteroid down. They outplayed me! Me!
Okay, calm down. You're just egotistical.
They've always been like that. They never do what I expect or want. They're always one step ahead. They always
you're
carry
not the
themselves
best,
like they can
Asuma.
handle anything. What the hell? What is this? Shit. I think they're so cool. I know exactly what they're planning now. I won't let them do it. I won't let them save the world. They think there's hope. They don't even have any doubts. So I'll break their spirits completely and then finish them off. That's why I'm here. Can't wait to see the looks on their faces. It's what they deserve for screwing with me.
Why did he come to the Vatican? Why don't he just delete both of them?
Then we are indeed of one mind. Join us and...
He deleted her, huh?
Shut up. Are you really gonna make me repeat myself? Didn't you hear me the first time?
Thank you. Polino shuddered at the sheer malice in the boy's glare.
I don't want to see you again. Beat it.
You tell him. He was looking up at her, but she felt as if she was being looked down upon by an entity far greater than herself. The boy could erase her existence at any moment, and without any effort on his part, Polino cowered at the thought. It was the first time she'd felt as if another had absolute control over her continued existence, and she found it deeply humiliating. Polino turned away from Asuma and walked quickly out of the chapel. Yeah, deserve. She always thinks she's so good and all. How does it feel like to be looked down upon? Oh, we have a countdown again. Let's see, is that 3 hours and 17 minutes? The end was near. We had just over 3 hours left, and like without save and load, how are we gonna do this? I was in Rome for the first time in my life, and the whole place was silent. The entire world was deep in despair. There was no hope of salvation. God had abandoned us. I looked up at the sky above the Vatican. Dark clouds speckled a darker sky. Ugh! Damn it!
It's like someone's warning me.
Warning me. I have a bad feeling about this. Time to load when you can. We weren't even close to the Vatican yet, but I sensed someone there. A dread overwhelming enough to fill anyone as it touched with awe and fear. It was like a heavy wall separating us from them. I knew they were there. I knew by instinct. Below the dark sky stood the agents of the Holy Office 513 and Asuma. But we've come too far to turn back. Momo was waiting for the operation to start. She was sitting on top of the famous steps here in the Piazza di Spagna. She looked pretty tense. Who could blame her, though? Some of us had considered starting this whole thing earlier, but the plan needed a whole lot of prep work, so we'd end up having to go through with it now. How did they all get here?
Takaoka, check this out!
Because, like, the flights were all down, right?
More than 10,000 hackers have pledged their support now.
Huh?
We've
That's
even
so
got
nice.
some wizard tier hackers offering to help, like Dash. Based. They said they'll
God.
support Izaki remotely when she's trying to reach Necro Pilgrimage.
Oh my god, yeah, I think I remember seeing Dash's name on the leaderboards. I don't know if he was second or third on the Kent's quest.
They're the same people who gave us such a hard time during the quests. We can count on them.
I hated those hackers until recently, but now I felt like I should apologize. I really appreciated their help with this. Aw, like Poland's change of attitude towards hackers.
Okay, let's go through the plan one more time. The first step is to get Momo underneath the Vatican,
That's
where
far.
Necro Pilgrimage is kept. We've worked with hackers all over the world to establish 3 entry routes for when she's inside the Vatican: A, B, and C. When the operation starts, their security system and every door along the 3 routes will be disengaged. She should be able to get straight to the goal, non-stop. There are 2 problems, though.
Route A is in the middle, B is on top, and C is on the bottom? Let me see. This is like flat.
First, the agents of the Holy Office 513 are obviously going to be ready for this.
B2F, B4F, and B5F. So 245. The plan involved going into the enemy headquarters. A bunch of agents like Davide and Ronin would be waiting for us. Just thinking about that made me shudder. We considered using Jono's quantum teleportation to get Momo into Necro Pilgrimage instantaneously. But if we did that, there would be no one to protect Momo after she got into the
Our
reservoir.
strategy is to have Momo protected by Polon, Oz, and Juno. Graham and his SFG are going to be there too.
Aw,
So 71
Graham helping
people.
us out now. That's a lot. Graham and his soldiers have actually volunteered to help us with this. wasn't all the soldiers were from FSFG. They'd also been joined by some elites from the armies of other countries. Having professional soldiers on our side was pretty reassuring, even if they were probably going to struggle with the agents.
They'll be dealing with any agents that show up. Momo, don't stop for even a second. Let the others worry about the agents.
Okay.
The other problem is Asuma Soga. We don't know where or when he's gonna make an appearance. If he wanted to, he could delete everyone, along with the Vatican itself. Polan and Juno, you'll have to distract him at all costs if he shows up.
Okay.
Okay. What about that sounds okay to you?
Haha.
Distracting him won't do it. I'll kill that little worm. He's mine.
Oh, she's out for
Although
blood.
he's gonna be alive and kicking once the world line collapse hits.
And his despair would be reset at the same time. At least that was what I wanted to believe.
I
Hopefully.
don't care what happens next. I'm going to kill him because I want to kill him.
Oh, for once, I'm okay with Juno being psychopathic.
Well, if you think you
I know
can do
it's
that,
wrong to wish that
have
upon
at it.
Asuma, but we gotta save the world here. Well, if you think you can do that, then have at him. I didn't think she could even put a scratch on Asuma. Yeah, like how's she gonna get close? Personally, I was just planning to run around. It was all about how I'd save my own ass long enough for Momo to cause the world line to collapse.
The operation starts at 1:14 UTC. Everyone, prepare for it while you still have time.
Alright, I'm back. I made myself a pomegranate drink. Cheers! Yeah, I wonder why Asuma doesn't just delete them all. Because he can if he wanted to. It was minutes away now. I took out the handgun I had fixed to my waist and checked its safety, ammo, and stuff. Graham had given this to me just in case. Well, I think he's gonna need it. I don't think it would help against Asuma, though. Maybe someone else. A sudden fear overcame me and I couldn't stop shaking. Now, not the time to get scared, Polan. I wasn't the same guide who'd participated in the quest anymore. Asuma could kill me in the blink of an eye. Struggling to cope, I wrapped my arms around myself.
I'm so pathetic.
No, you're not.
Damn it.
The midsummer sun smiles and beams
Yeah, this poem, we never, learned where it came from.
at the cheer invited by the southern wind.
Oh. Momo was reciting that poem again.
A wondrous magic will soon show its gleams,
Right, I wonder if we'll learn who it's from.
the omen of tears and joy undimmed.
You still don't remember how it goes after that?
No. Maybe that's where it ends.
I tried looking it up myself a few times, but I couldn't find it anywhere. It's time to go back in time.
Shit's not gonna work.
Just kidding.
How about we add to it ourselves then?
Huh?
Let's make more lines for it.
I like that idea. Let's do it.
They be out here talking about poetry when it's about to be the showdown of their lives. I knew the final battle was closing in on us, but this seemed like a good way to calm our nerves. Well, okay, if he says
Let's
so.
take turns saying lines that come to mind.
Okay, then you first.
Huh? Me?
I'm not good at this poetry stuff.
It was your suggestion.
Right. Okay then.
Don't overthink it. Like you said, just say whatever comes to mind.
Oh, okay.
Polan's struggling out here.
Go on, say something.
Yeah, all right.
This is kind of embarrassing.
With courageous heart, we journey ahead.
Aw. Whew. There.
Your turn.
Let's see.
Momo looked around, but it didn't seem like she'd found anything for reference. She closed her eyes and was likely deep in thought.
Past leaves of red and petals of blue.
Oh wow, that's so poetic, Momo. How's Polon gonna catch up with that?
Peaches and honey
Oh, never mind.
abound where we tread.
Are those your memories as Lucia?
I don't know. It's the scenery that came to mind. I guess that's how I'd like the world to return to.
Aww.
Okay, now it's your turn. You have to finish it.
Big responsibility.
Right? But the right words came to mind pretty quick.
To a world that's waiting. Hopeful and new. How's that?
It's wonderful.
No. Momo stood up and joined her hands up to praying. Then she closed her eyes again and began reciting it.
The midsummer sun smiles and beams at the cheer invited by the southern wind. A wondrous magic will soon show its gleams, the omen of tears and joy undimmed. With courageous heart, we journey ahead, past leaves of red and petals of blue. Peaches and honey abound where we tread, to a world that's waiting, hopeful and new.
Aww.
Pretty cool.
That is pretty
Thank
cool.
you.
when She recites everything.
It's a poem by the two of us, for
Yeah.
the two of us.
And it was the poem we'd forget in a few short hours.
Momo?
Let's make a pinky promise.
Yeah. Of course.
I joined my pinky with hers. Aww. Her finger was trembling. I knew right away that it wasn't the cause of the Italian winter. Momo was fighting against herself, just like I was. She was trying to face her fate head on. That way, she wouldn't regret the choice she'd made.
Kent wasn't the savior. It was you, Momo.
Aww.
Oh, that's not...
She was about to deny it, but she cut her own sentence short. Yeah, exactly, she knows. She looked back at me and I saw the determination in her
Let's
eyes.
save the world.
Yeah, let's do that.
And let's make it through this and meet again.
Hold on. Okay.
Our pinkies slipped away at the same time. We both kept smiling, somehow. Oh my god. I don't know how everything's gonna go. The operation started. Accompanied by Momo's bodyguards, we'd arrived at the gate leading to the Vatican. St. Peter's Square was just 1 block away, and I could hear the loud voices of the people gathered there. In this tight alley, though, there was barely anyone at all. But then...
Look!
Cram shouted. I looked where he was pointing. God. Not again. We barely just got started. Against the dark sky was a human silhouette.
Asuma.
Standing in midair, he looked down on us.
Already
At
here
us.
then?
The bad feeling I had was right on the money. We figured he'd be onto us, but I didn't think he would be waiting for us like this. I mean, I knew he could see us from above, but still, this is way too early. We'd only started our op. Let's go use
put
your
pressure
load
on
to
me.
that very beginning.
Asuma Soga! You'll pay for what you did to my brother! I'll kill you right now, and I'll kill myself right afterwards!
Oh my god, she's out for
I'll
blood.
offer your life and mine to my brother as sacrifice!
Oh my god. The voice actor was going all out there. Juno was ready to go, and I was plenty happy to let them duke it out.
Juno! He's all yours!
Without a hint of response, she disappeared. It looked like she used quantum teleportation to get closer to Asuma.
Change to plan B!
Oz and Graham nodded. We switched from the directory we prioritized to the one that would take us through St. Peter's Square. With Momo's safety in mind, the soldiers sprinted towards the square. I went with them. I was hardly surprised, but the plaza was overflowing with people. Weaving through them was tough. Maybe this route was a bad idea?
Don't put pressure on me.
that can't be good. Look, above the chapel.
I looked up to see Asuma on the roof. Where was Juno? Had he beaten her already? Was she really that powerless against him? The crowd around us began to take notice of him too. Most people knew what he'd done in Japan 10 days ago. It wasn't long before the panic took the square. Wait, why are regular people out here and about? I thought they were all at home. People threw things at Asuma. Some begged for forgiveness. Others collapsed from the shock. A fair few ran for it. We were swept up in the rush. This wasn't good. Fighting against the surge, I did my best to keep an eye out on Asuma. When I saw him, he was scratching his head, clearly irritated.
Shut up!
He made them all disappear. As soon as he shouted, the square was filled with pink particles of light. It looked like a swarm of shining fireflies. The fantastical sight captivated me for a moment, but then everyone disappeared in an instant. The noisy square was silent. A few traces of light lingered, but they soon vanished with the rest. And before I realized it, Asuma was right in front of us.
Don't put pressure on me.
Did he delete them all? Had he killed everyone?
Keep your fingers crossed, right?
This is your fault. People
Don't
around
gaslight.
you are suffering because you don't know when to give up.
Sounds like it's his problem
Tell me,
for deleting them.
how many more people do you plan to sacrifice?
Why don't you just stop deleting them?
Don't listen to him, Momo!
If you keep going, I'll keep going too.
He could attack us directly if he wanted to, but he didn't. Was he trying to teach us a lesson? Was he trying to break our spirit? Well, I think his goal, why he didn't just delete Asuma, pull on a Momo, is because I think that would be too easy. They would be going out on still believing, and he wanted to break their spirit. I think that's why. That's his real goal. If that was it, we could keep this up as long as we were willing. I feel kind of disgusted with myself as I thought it, but he didn't have a choice here.
You're acting like a little kid starving for attention. If you're lonely, admit it.
Oh, pull a sassy
If you can't even do that, no one's gonna play with you. You're better off shutting yourself up in your room and showing off to your teddy bears!
Oh, you tell him! All that stirring had turned his face red. He started scratching his head in
You're
frustration.
pissing me off! You don't even have your future predictions anymore! What's wrong with you?
Lightning struck the ground in front of me. Holy shit!
Hold on. The stun devices are good to go.
A bunch of drones were speeding towards us.
Nice!
They hovered over Asuma and activated their stun devices. They were upgraded versions of the ones the CFD had given Momo before. They could easily suppress ground targets from overhead. Nice! Asuma's body shook violently. He couldn't move.
Now, go to the chapel!
We raced towards the chapel's entrance. It was further away than I thought. The square was huge. As I ran, I kept glancing over my shoulder at Asuma. There was no telling when he'd recover. The soldiers in front reached the entrance. The door should have been unlocked by now.
Smash it!
It moved fast. A few that were in front of the door rammed into it. Instead of breaking it, it just opened up. Graham went to go inside, but suddenly froze. I looked inside myself and saw the chapel's walls and pillars twisting eerily, like snakes. The sight reminded me of what I'd seen in Odaiba. I looked back. The drones that had been hovering over Asuma had all been brought down. He was glaring in our direction and slowly getting closer.
Protect Momo at all costs!
I shouted at Oz and Graham. They ran deeper into the chapel. I was left to face Asuma alone.
Yeah. I'm not winning this one. I'll do what I can.
But I had to buy all the time I could. Oh god. Huh? What happened?
This is insane!
What happened? I'd hacked it all cool, but all I could really do now was just run around desperately.
He's fucking toying with me!
Take the alley and head for Rome. I got a car waiting for you there.
Got it! Wait, where's Juno anyway?
No idea. I can't reach her.
Sure hope Asuma hasn't taken her out yet.
Doing as I was told, I hurried to the gate onto the road outside the Vatican. Suddenly...
Huh? Snow?
What?
Ah!
White shrouded my vision as an intense blizzard overwhelmed me. Snow battered my skin, and I began to freeze as the cold rackled my body.
Wait out! Where's the car?
I'll control it from here.
Red taillights appeared in front of me as I fought the
Thanks.
blizzard. I fumbled for the car door, then slept inside. God damn, I was freezing. I didn't even have time to warm up.
Punch it! What?
Huh? No.
Someone's hijacked the car. It's not responding to my commands.
Ah!
Ooh. The piercing noise of an alarm filled the car. I looked outside and saw the snow had blown away by the beginnings of an intense storm. The extreme winds flipped over several cars that were parked nearby. The car where I was in started shaking, finally rose up from the ground.
Ah!
It flipped sideways. I had to put on the seatbelt, so I was tossed out of my seat and slammed hard against the interior.
Hold on, you okay?
Hold on! Boy is definitely getting coordinated right now. I crawled out of the car in desperate panic. The storm had made it impossible to even stand. A moment later, lightning hit the car and exploded. Now there's fire? The wind slashed my body as intense heat scorched my skin. Dude, that's gotta be painful. I rolled around in the ground and just managed to grab onto a streetlight. My body was aching all over. I wouldn't survive 10 minutes of this.
He really thinks he's God, huh?
I knew myself how fun it was to get a cheat code and test out a bunch of new stuff in the game, but from an NPC's perspective, it sucked! In disbelief at what was going on, I stood up in time to see the buildings at the side of the road collapse without warning.
Ah!
I ran as fast as I could. The rubble of the collapsed building was spread all over. What about the people inside? If I hadn't run, I would have been crushed.
Hold on, I got you some spare cars. I'm sending them your way now.
No. Don't bother.
What?
This again?
The buildings were full of terrified people. How many of them was he gonna kill this time?
It's not safe there. You gotta move.
I did as he said and sprinted away. The road in front began to rise up. I did my best to try to run up it, but its angle suddenly changed and I realized I was running down. The building either side of me were expanding and contracting. The mirrors twisted around and began to work. I could hear people of all ages screaming inside.
Leave them out of this, Asuma!
Don't blame me. This is all because you're running.
Asuma's voice sounded like it was right by me here. I spun around but didn't see him anywhere.
What are you looking at?
The voice was right next to me, but Asuma was nowhere in sight. My eyes darted from place to place before I finally found him. He was standing about 100 meters ahead, on the same street as me. In a second, the road was cut short, and Asuma was appeared right in front of me, without having taken a single step. The town itself had been crushed together. The space between us had been compressed and then disappeared. Everything and everyone inside that space had vanished too.
Shall I say it again? This is only happening because you keep running around. Because you and Lucia refuse to give up.
Asuma!
I tried to grab him, but he disappeared in an instant.
Shit!
This would have been easier if he was just trying to kill me outright.
Hold on, something's wrong. Look at the sky, right now.
Huh? The sky?
I looked up. What is that? We're going comic mode again.
The hell?
Is that a city
Is
in the
that?
sky?
The Tokyo government building.
Oh my god. This guy's insane.
Hold on. The sky got connected? Wind, what do you see over Tokyo? Dude, I can see the Vatican from here.
What is going on?
Holy shit.
I've got a visual too. He really doesn't care about Backlash, does he? He's completely disregarded his role as the administrator.
I mean, maybe this is also partly like pretty big pressure too on the world layer.
It's really shaky here. It could be an earthquake.
Why connect Rome and Tokyo like this? What's Asuma trying to do?
Oh no. Shoot.
Tokyo's coming down.
Run! You're gonna get crushed!
Ah!
Where's he gonna run to? Like literally. Can't even hide in the building. Cause I would just get crushed too.
Shit! Fucking shit! I gotta stop him, or else the Vatican is history! Can you predict where the buildings will fall?
No! There's no time!
An acquaintance of mine is working on a QCDC simulation right now.
Oh, Jesus.
A precise sim would take time, but a rough one should be ready. Here you go. This is the forecast.
Oh, nice.
Though it's not precise to say the least.
Okay, better than nothing.
Remember, these circles are approximations. The buildings could fall anywhere inside them. The circles could be scaled down if we had more time, but this is the best we can do.
We gotta stop the buildings from crashing into the Vatican. Or else, the whole city's gonna be in ruins before the world even ends.
That would mean the end of our operation. Okay. So, what happens? And then, oh, we switched to Momo's perspective? Come on now. Of course they would do that.
Necropilgrimage.
I finally made it. This was the Vatican's QCDC, a bleeding edge brain stored beneath an ancient building, a true blend of past and future. 2 months has passed since I was last here. Francisco and Jacinta's faces flashed through my mind. My heart ached at the thought of them, but I stifled the pain. I looked around. The number of people with me had dropped significantly. We were ambushed on the way here by the agents of the Holy Office 513, and a bloody battle ensued. The soldiers acted as human shields so I could keep moving and make it here. Aww.
How many of us are left?
From my squad, 13.
Of the 71 that entered the Vatican, only 13 had made it. More and more people were dying for the sake of my mission. But that was all the more the reason to keep going. Every few moments, I felt shaking overhead, as if we were in the epicenter of an earthquake. You better get there soon. The shaking had collapsed some passages, forcing us to take longer routes. The quakes must have been Asuma's doing. I really hope Polon was alright.
The Holy Office will be here in no time, little lady. Get to it right now.
Okay. I'll be counting on you.
I stood before the reservoir that had once contained me, the circular platform inside it. I quickly undressed and moved to the platform itself.
Start it up!
All right. Activating the reservoir.
A glass cylinder descended and connected to the platform and closed me inside. Air was drained out as injectors on the platform and began filling it with a special fluid. It was a relief to see that the mechanism still worked. When I was fully submerged, I would become connected to the QCDC. Electrical signals of my brain would be transmitted to it directly, almost no delay. This fluid allowed for liquid breathing. Oh yeah, they mentioned that in one of the flashbacks. Like I was in water. It was like I was in water, but I was breathing. More and more filled the reservoir, and when it reached my throat, I started drinking. It felt uncomfortable at first, but I could breathe easily before long. This was far from my first time, so I was used to the sensation. Soon the reservoir was completely full. The buoyancy made me rise up and float. I checked to see what was happening outside, but nothing had changed. Oz and Graham were keeping an eye out. Nice.
Online.
Now we need people to
Momo,
connect, right?
Can you hear me?
Yes, very clearly.
The voice wasn't coming from my mouth. It was an artificial voice the QCDC created by reading my brain's electrical signals. I wasn't sure whether it would be compatible with BMI, but it seemed as if we could communicate without a problem.
Alright, I'll send the hacking program.
Yeah, I was like, how is Lacerno functioning with water? I was connected to the QCDC, but that wasn't the same as having full control over it. I ran the program the moment I received it. Nice.
Success!
That was fast.
Looking good. You can start now, Momo.
Everything was going as planned so far. Until now, only agents had access to Necro Pilgrimage cores, but I was about to open it up to the entire world. Anyone who had access it now would receive supernatural powers. Next, I brute forced the connection to every communication facility, public radio station I thought they were down, and internet communication network that I could. All I had to do was call out to the world. This was called for a once-in-a-century speech. The rest of the plan depended on what I was about to say. I quietly prayed for Polon, Francisco, and Jacinta to give me the strength I needed.
Can you hear me? I know that all of you are currently in the depths of despair. The world isn't what you believed it to be, and its end is coming ever closer. I understand all too well how you feel. It's painful and sad. These events are devastating. They're too much to bear. But please, please don't give up. We are not mere data constructed from zeros and ones. We are not copies of originals. There is a soul in each and every single one of you. And this is your world. Please don't give up on it. I once heard the voice of Our Lady Mary. She prophesied the end of the world. And she asked me to save the world. That's why I'm here. To ask the same thing of you. So please, access this address. You'll be connected to me and granted the ability to wield miraculous powers. I want you to use them. I want you to prove that you're here. To prove that your souls are here. Please, I beg of you.
Suddenly, gunshots sounded outside the reservoir. I looked outside and saw unarmed believers charging in and attacking the soldiers. All of them were bleeding from their hands, and the holy marks made by Felino Arcana, that biash. The soldiers were firing at them. The believers collapsed when shot, but none of them were even afraid of their weapons. Even as they climbed over corpses, they charged forward.
Shit, there's too many of them!
No.
We can't hold them back!
Why don't Graham and what's it called? Oz connect to Momo's powers so they can have sacraments and just use that instead of guns. They were being overwhelmed. Believers had surrounded Oz and Graham and taken their weapons.
Go! Let me go, damn it!
This didn't look so good. They were going to be killed.
Lucia.
Oh, that biash, don't talk to me. I heard a voice. It was subdued, composed, and feminine. The voice wasn't so loud, but it resounded with dignified majesty. I couldn't help but hear it. There was a certain comfort to it. Felina stepped inside the room, behind the believers.
I was mistaken to have ever believed that your incarnation was a miracle. To think that you would transgress against our Lord in this manner.
There were painful-looking wounds on Felino Arcana's chest. I knew those were linked to her signet. sacrament,
You have
stigmata.
abused the devotion of those who believed. You have no right to speak for God. If there's any transgressor here, it's you.
You tell him though.
And again they said, Alleluia. And her smoke rose up forever and ever.
Oh, she's walking closer.
Revelation 19:3.
Alina strode up against the reservoir and reached to switch open the hatch. No! The plan would fail if she took me out of here. But I had no means of resisting her. I despaired. Would I be rendered powerless, even here?
Come out and join us. Let us cleanse that body of yours.
No
Your
cleansing.
sins will burn you to ashes.
You're the one who's going to burn.
Yeah, you tell him, Rosario. Yeah! An abrupt impact knocked Polino to the ground. The person who appeared was...
I made it.
Yay!
Rosario!
Did she like get rid of the cross or something? Despite her wounds, she'd gone to Spain together to gather information for us. I heard she was hospitalized there, but it looked like she was recovered. What a relief.
Another transgressor.
Polino slowly stood up. She was holding onto her shoulder with her face twisted in pain. That was where Rosario had shot her.
I won't let you touch her.
Yeah, you tell
Talent.
him.
Felino Arcana. All this time, I resented the day you carved your detested stigma onto my body. Prepare to pay for it.
Yeah.
You cannot even use the sacrament. What do you intend to do here?
This.
You gonna shoot her?
Momo, I'm connecting.
Oh! Yes, save her with sacrament! Rosario went online and connected
This
to
is
me.
your sacrament. Use it.
Wow, see? She's strong. Thank you. I mean, she's smart. Like, all the Oz and Graham, like, don't even think of connecting to Momo and getting this OP sacrament power. You just want to use guns?
Lord, give me strength.
A golden glow enveloped Rosario's body. Yes, she has a sacrament too now! Our girl is even more girl boss badass. She could never use a sacrament before, but she's been granted so much power through me. Such a holy sight. Such a sight only strengthened my resolve. I knew this was the right thing to do.
Become Mary, the Holy Mother of 2038.
Me? Mary?
There had never been just a single Mary. Throughout the ages and in many forms, Mary had descended to impart meaningful words to us. Our Lady of Fatima, who'd once appeared before me, before Lucia, was no exception. And now it was my turn to bless this beautiful world, its people, with miracles. Yes, I want to see Rosario's sacrament in action. I hid in an alley, watching the skies as I tried to think of a solution. Wait, so can Polon, dude, all those buildings, man, can Polon like connect to it and get a sacrament now?
Can you hack an army's missile base?
I just shared the idea with everyone on Hack, though I seriously doubt they can do anything that fast. Also, I'm not sure the falling buildings will be totally destroyed by missiles alone.
I know that, but it's better than nothing. Takaoka, I know it's pretty bad over there, but things aren't good here either. The videos they're sharing on 4chan are totally cracked.
Dude.
It looks like the end of the world, like it's all being flipped upside down. I had no idea it'd be this bad here, too. Takaoka, Aizaki, hurry up! Tokyo's falling apart! Hurry up. Does he think we're here on vacation?
Yeah, right?
Shit! There's nothing I can do here. I'll do what I can.
The scale of all this was too huge to handle. Even if I had saves, I wouldn't be able to do anything. This is a lot.
Polon, one of the buildings is falling toward the Vatican.
What can you do against that? The next thing I knew, I was sprinting in that direction.
What are you planning? Do you have an idea?
Like hell I do!
I I knew I'd just get there and be useless, but I had to go anyway. At least I could be with Momo. My lungs were close to giving out. Sweat covered my whole body. This was too much. I'd been running for so long that my body was at its limit. But what was messing me up the most was knowing I wasn't even helping Momo. That was not true. Definitely helping. There was no point even going to the Vatican now. There, the wall of the Vatican's border. I passed through the gate.
It's coming down!
It was too soon! Suddenly, I could see all around me.
I gotta focus!
Okay. I looked up and saw a high-rise building. It's heliport.
You gotta be kidding me!
It was plummeting upside down. I froze in fear. The pain was unbearable. I was so out of breath I couldn't even scream.
Shit!
Don't just stand there!
Oh, she's alive! Dude, our girl Juno back at it. I felt someone grab my arm. In the blink of an eye, I was somewhere else.
I am not here to babysit you.
She'd used her quantum teleportation to save me. A sigh rushed out from between my lips. I saw the building crash down near the chapel. It kicked up a dust cloud that covered the entire building.
Momo, you okay?
Don't worry. Necro Pilgrimage is stored somewhere pretty sturdy.
Okay. His lid answered to Momo's dead. I was relieved, but the room Momo in wouldn't stay intact forever. Juno suddenly grabbed me by my shirt.
Where's the brat? Did you see him?
I didn't. Hell, I want to know where he is too.
Useless!
Damn, she hates us. She let go of me.
Asuma Soga! That audacious little shit! He actually fought back! He practically sent me to outer space!
What?
I'll
That's
kill
crazy.
him. He's as good as death!
Wait, like she can't use her teleportation right away, so when she used teleported, and then he teleported her to space, that means like she couldn't breathe out there, right, for a few seconds. That's scary, she could have died.
Stop whining.
I heard Asuma's voice. He sounded incredibly close, but the dust made it impossible to see where he was. And the next thing I knew, Juno's body was surrounded by bits of light.
That... Your voice is grating, so you can disappear from this world too.
You son of a bitch!
No! Don't tell me this. Juno vanished in an instant. I instinctively knew that it wasn't quantum teleportation. Asuma deleted her, just like he deleted people in St. Peter's Square. Not Juno, she's like one of our biggest allies. He's so casual about it that it sent a chill down my spine. To him, deleting people was probably the same as swatting flies, but damn, seeing it was horrible. I couldn't sense him nearby. He got away somewhere again. He was clearly more interested in breaking my spirit than just killing me. But my spirit wouldn't break. I wasn't going to lose. Because this is intense, like what's going on here. And then how's things going on in the chapel? Oh, is this? Well, that's a lot of people. Oh, is she in pain? Tears escaped my eyes and disappeared the fluid. I could see Necro Pilgrimage's machine room through the reservoir glass. It was full of bodies. There were people I knew and people I didn't. People who had tried to protect me and others who tried to kill me. There were so many of them. A mountain of bodies was gradually being buried underneath rubble as the surface shook violently. And amidst all that was Rosario, still fighting Polino. Another quake, more rubble fell, and some small pieces even began bouncing off the glass cylinder off to the reservoir. The glass was reinforced, but it wouldn't retain its integrity if the whole ceiling fell down. And yet, I could do nothing but stay here and continue calling out to the world. All I could do was ask people to connect to me.
We've reached 500,000 concurrent connectors.
That's nowhere near enough.
We had less than half an hour left. How many more people could we get in that time? If we didn't have enough, the world wouldn't be saved.
It'll be fine. Here, look at this. And this.
Oh my god.
This is...
Oh my god, people will literally be making YouTube videos when the world is ending, and that's crazy.
People are making videos and streams about their sacraments. They're popping off like crazy. All the super charismatic hackers are doing it, and they're trending like nobody's business. I told you that 4chan's top-tier hackers would help, right? Well, hackers all over the world are doing all they can. All over the world! Videos are being uploaded to every site on the internet. And not just the internet, they're using AR billboards to show the vids in every city on Earth.
Dude, this guy is jumping that high. That's crazy.
Hold on. In the last 3 minutes, the number of connections has gone up like crazy.
That's word of mouth for ya. Trends, baby, trends.
Yep, it's much easier to understand the
social media is
potential
a
when you
good thing.
actually see it. Let's hope the trend continues.
After the end of the world was announced, the mainstream media of the world had basically stopped functioning, so we had to rely on word of mouth instead. And so I prayed. I prayed for all the people in despair, and for all those seeking hope and salvation. I prayed that my voice would reach them. I hope so too. This switch back and forth in perspective is killing me. 6 missiles flew overhead. They'd been launched by some wizard-level hackers who'd hacked into the Italian army systems. Oh, they did it. They all hit a falling building. They exploded over the Vatican, raining debris over the city. I really hope nobody had been inside. It was hard to tell whether the missiles had helped much, though. A couple of dinky rockets were enough to annihilate a well-constructed building. Now, with its foundation exposed, the building slammed into the ground, giving rise to huge...
Damn it. Not even that worked.
This was hell. Buildings all over the Vatican were being destroyed. The city was so decimated, it looked like a bomb site. But not yet. I couldn't give up yet. I had to figure out what I could do. Yeah, I had to think of something. Why don't you connect to the mobile and get a sacrament pull on? If I couldn't stop destruction itself, I could talk Asuma out of it somehow. What if I groveled and apologized to him? What if I just died right in front of him? Would that stop him? There had to be something. There had to be something I could... The sky was torn open again. I could still see the upside down Tokyo, but there were now some new gashes up there. One was in the eastern sky and another to the west. 2 new tears. There was something inside them. The Statue of Liberty and skyscrapers of Manhattan was inside, one to the east. And the one to the west showed the Big Ben and what looked like a giant Ferris wheel. He got Europe and the US, yo.
And London.
In no regard for gravity, 3 cities were crumbling through the rifts. They were falling towards the Vatican. Tokyo, New York, London, and directly overhead. From the right, from the left, I couldn't see the actual sky at all. The Vatican wouldn't survive this. If the wreckage reached the ground, the city would be done for. You won't let me teleport, huh? It won't let me it'd be totally level. Reduced to dust and destroyed. This attack was cataclysmic, but even faced with the overwhelming scale and hopelessness of it all, I clenched my teeth.
No! Not yet. I won't give up yet! What can I do?
Amidst the apocalyptic chaos, I strained my eyes for a way out.
Huh?
Why did I see that? It was a mystery even to me. Was it a mirage I saw because I was cornered? or a spark of genius triggered by instinct. That was when the terrors in the sky, the falling cities, the buildings and other structures falling towards me. In the midst of that, I saw a path of light. Wait, what? How? For a moment, I thought someone had put it there using an AR, but that wasn't it. Wait, but if I turn off the goggles, it's not there. It was closer to a sensation. I wasn't seeing with my eyes, I was sensing it. Is it someone's sacrament? The trail started right where I was. It passed over a bunch of buildings that were coming sideways from New York. Then it changed direction and traced path across a wrecked building that was falling from Tokyo, and finally jumped over several buildings that were plummeting out of London. It was leading to a point about 500 meters straight up. There was a dark object in the sky. It was Asuma. What the? His face. So basically, if I followed the trail, I could get to him. I'd end up right next to him somehow. But I had no means to do that now. I couldn't just run up there. The trail of light began to fade, then vanished.
I'm not giving up!
The buildings were still falling. It was just a moment, a little 10 seconds. That was all it took for my one shot at reaching Asuma to disappear.
I'm not giving up!
The solution had been right there, but now it was gone.
What can I do?
For one moment, I felt like I saw a way to turn this around. If I just had one more chance.
I'm not giving up! Yeah. As if I have any chance now. What are you trying to tell me? You know I can't, right? What are you trying to tell me?
I'm trying to have you look. I only had one go at this.
You know I can't, right?
And I lost. No, is there one way to change that? Everything went the way Asuma wanted. The faint hope that I had Momo would pull her plan off. Did I do something wrong? Like, was there something I could have or should have done? Was crushed flat by the sheer number of buildings falling from the sky. Like, what was I supposed to do there? Like, I'll try to go back and I'll let this play a little bit more, but maybe I go back.
I'm sorry.
I looked up at the falling sky and accepted that my fate ended here. Wait, is this game over? Was I supposed to like load at when he saw the line? Like, I don't know. When you have a bad feeling about something, it pays to be cautious. The key to victory is in your hands here. There is something only you can do. I tried to load, did I? Okay. It's the first game over I had gone in a while, so let's try that again. So I should have just not let it keep playing. Okay. Okay, let's see. About the lines.
Again?
Okay.
New York.
Okay.
Not yet. I'm not giving up.
Okay.
Huh? I'm not giving up.
That was when Yeah. You saw a path of light.
I'm not giving up. What can I do?
What can you do?
I'm not giving up. I'm not giving up. I'm not giving up. What can I do? I'm not giving up. I'm not giving up.
Okay.
I'm not giving up. What can I do?
Yeah.
I'm
I'm
not
like
giving up.
pressing load on every line.
I'm not giving up. What can I do? I'm not giving up. What can I do? I'm not giving up. What can I do? I'm not giving up. What
Why
can
does
I
he have
do?
no means to do that now? I don't get it. Like, what do I have to do?
I'm not giving up. What can I do? I'm not giving up.
Let me see. So, do I have to connect to Momo to be able to run up walls or something? Okay.
We've reached
Like, how do I...
It'll be fine. Here, look at this.
How do I get Poon to
And this.
connect?
This. I told. Ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not giving up.
Where do I teleport?
Huh? I'm not giving up.
Like, all our low data's gone, right? Was there something I should have done beforehand? Like... Like... I'm a little stumped. I don't know.
I'm not giving up. What can I do?
I couldn't just run up.
I'm not
there.
giving up. What can I do?
What was that trail of light?
I'm not giving up. I'm not giving up. What can I do? What
Is
can
there
I
like
do?
no place where I can?
I'm not giving up. I'm not giving up.
Yeah, you know I can't, right? Shit's not gonna work.
Is there something else I...
You know I can't, right? What are you trying to tell me?
What do I do?
Don't give me that. You know I can't, right? What are you trying to tell me? Hmm?
Like, what if I... No. I am stumped. Like... This will just take us back to the beginning of the game, right? Like, it wouldn't...
Hold on to...
Yeah, like, how do I... See, I don't think this helps anything.
Bravo 1, establish contact with the...
Bravo 1.
So... Did I have to get Polan to connect? Okay, hold up.
That's right.
What else can I do? So he doesn't have save and load, so what am I supposed to do?
Can you hack? Don't put pressure on me. I know.
What am I supposed to do here?
Takaoka. The video. Hurry. Shit. There's nothing I can do. Don't put pressure on me.
Why do I make him connect to Momo? Okay, but what is the life game? I don't get it. Or what is the life game? I'm pretty sure this is not related to the game, but... so hard to understand what is going on. Let's fast move. I'm confused. What's going on? So, was the issue that Polan couldn't climb up the stairs or something? Like, I'm confused. Alright, let me go see what that game over says again. So... I mean, how do I I get him to connect to Momo? Because I don't think I can teleport or anything.
What can I do? I'm not giving up. Huh? What can I do? I'm not giving up. What can I do? I'm not giving up.
It's not letting me.
What can I do? I'm not giving up.
Should I? Go back to where Juno got erased? Like... Is there a way I can save Juno? I don't know.
Focus! Gotta focus! I 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 gotta focus! You gotta be kidding me! 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 Shit, shit, shit!
Don't just stand!
You gotta be kidding me! Shit, shit, shit!
There, maybe like we can use her to teleport Assassin?
You gotta be kidding me! Momo! You gotta be kidding me!
Don't worry.
You gotta be kidding me!
Where?
Shit, shit, shit! I didn't. You gotta be kidding me!
Awesome!
Shit, shit, shit!
Yeah!
You gotta be kidding me! Shit, shit, shit! Stop! You gotta be kidding me!
Is there no way you can like do anything?
Shit, shit, shit! You gotta be kidding me! Wait. Shit, shit, shit!
Your voice.
You gotta be kidding me! Shit, shit, shit!
Why won't it let me do anything here? What is going on? I gotta try teleporting at every line. Oh no, like what am I supposed to do? I am really stumped. Like, I can't save and load, so what am I supposed to do?
What are you trying to tell me?
The first step is
What are you trying to tell me?
our strategy. They'll be dealing with any.
You know I can't, right?
Okay. Distract.
Don't give me that.
I don't.
The operations.
Don't give me that. Shit's not gonna work. You know I can't, right?
They're making the poem.
Pastly.
Big responsibility. I'll do what I can. I'll do what I can. Keep your fingers crossed, alright? Watch over us, will ya?
You'll pay for what?
Watch over us, will ya? I'm sure we'll make it. Juno! Keep your fingers crossed, alright? Change the plan! Don't put pressure on me. I'm sure we'll make it.
Let me think about this. I'm gonna think about this. Okay, I'm back. I was like thinking and I was really stuck. I decided to sneak a peek on some guides. I'm not exact. I didn't like completely look. I just looked a little bit and I'm not sure. But I have a theory of what I might need to do.
I'll do what I can.
Well, that can't be.
Keep your fingers crossed, alright?
So let me see. Maybe I have to like manually save and load now. So where do we have to go? I want to go to where it says I had a bad feeling or something. Let's see.
It's like someone.
Oh.
Shit's not gonna work.
Is it too late? Wait, let me reload this again. Okay.
It's like someone. You know I can't, right?
Do I save here? So where can I save?
trying to tell me? What are you trying to tell me? You know I can't, right? Shit's not gonna work.
And then I go back to here. Like maybe I can load to that point where I just saved. I have no idea.
What can I do? Damn it!
I'm gonna do another save here.
I'm not giving up! Again? New York.
I want to see the lights and then save there.
I'm not giving up. I'm not giving up. I'm not giving up.
It's not about giving up. We're gonna die.
No! I'm not giving up.
Maybe I make a save here. What if I save over like the very first one? Yeah, see, the other ones I can't save on, right? This one's locked. Can I save now? Because he needs something to teleport back to. Maybe this is the only thing. Error. This data is locked. How do I unlock it? It says F2 is lock unlock. But it's only changing my mic volume. F2, like, it's not letting me do it. Like, what's display legal? Okay. Okay, so save. How do I unlock it? trying so hard, guys. How about unlock it? It won't let me unlock. Like. I'm struggling out here. Okay. It was leading to a dark object in the sky. Okay, so can I save it? Like, why won't it let me save at that? It's locked. How do I unlock it? Like, it says lock unlock over here, but when I press F2, it doesn't work. Like, is there something wrong with my keyboard?
What can I do? What can I do? I'm not giving up. I'm not giving
You know
up.
what? Maybe I had to look at a guide. I'll be back. Okay.
I'm not giving up. I'm not giving up. I'm not giving up. What can I do? I'm not giving up. What can I do? I'm not giving up. I'm not giving up. I'm not giving up.
I'm pressing load. I don't know what's happening.
Then why don't I just do that?
So it's because I, the player, like made a save, right?
It's not game over yet. Not if I have anything to say about it. Right, Anon?
Oh my god, so like we had to make a save because he can't make a save? Just have to let it play out. The end of the world is no time to be worried about any consequences. I have to do whatever I can.
You're reaching me loud and clear! I'm not gonna hold back. I'm gonna use that save you made.
Oh my god, that was like some fourth wall stuff.
Wake up, world. I'm not done with you yet. It's time to load!
That stresses me out. And I had to go all the way back there to when he had a bad feeling. So it does go back to the line when he has a bad feeling. I'm dead. I feel Omega trolled by this game. I could have just like I had the right idea after like the first time I watched the spoilers or like guide.
I'm back. Holy shit. I made it.
I just didn't let it play out. Yes!
Nice. Good job, Anon. You're the best. Man, oh man, am I glad you made that save.
Yeah, I was the only one who could have done that, huh? That's what they meant. Wow. I mean, I might get a bunch of horrible flashback attacks again, and it's not like I have any idea what the rules are for loading your save data. But What I do know is that your save brought me back, and that works for me.
What's going on?
Mama was taken aback by my sudden height.
You can load again?
Yeah.
So, you were in a bad enough situation that you had to load then?
Yeah, I don't know. That mechanic threw me off quite a bit.
Yeah.
But things are going to be alright, yes?
You can tell?
Of course. You seem so full of confidence right now, Polan.
Aww. Yeah, I'd seen the path of light. What was the reason why I'd come back to this point?
I've seen the future. And this time, I'm in it to win it.
Yeah! I wonder who let him see the path of light. Just like before the load, I ran around desperately, dodging Asuma's attacks. Thankfully, I hadn't had a single flashback since I loaded. Maybe it worked differently because you're the one who saved Anon.
Hold on, something's wrong! Look at the sky, right now!
I did as Cross said and looked up. I saw the upside-down Tokyo inside the torn open
I
sky.
feel of upside-down cities the first time around.
If Anon hadn't made that save, I would have never seen this again, that's for sure. Hey, Anon. You can create save files in this world, right? Right now, it seems that your existence is unknown even to Asuma. Maybe you're from a layer way above, beyond Asuma, the Asuma above. Or maybe you're in another dimensional, totally separate from all the world layers. We've never even talked properly. There's no doubt in my mind that you've been helping me all along. You bet, Polan. So, thanks. Not like this is over yet, though. The buildings kept raining down, and I was in constant danger of getting crushed. The shockwaves and explosions were knocking me around so much I spent more time rolling across the ground than standing.
This is nuts!
I knew I'd been through this once already, but still... Shit, if I hadn't memorized when or where the buildings fell, this was just as brutal as the second time around. Even now, all I could do was frantically run around.
Still, I'm not gonna break. Not again!
I had to seize my chance. I couldn't waste that moment again. Even when that building fell on the Vatican, even when Juno was deleted, those weren't the moments to act. I kept myself from rushing in there and waited. It was seconds away. I only had to hold out a little more, just a little longer until that trail of light would reappear and miss the mayhem. But he's gonna run up there? Like, how's it gonna work? And we're back to this place. Yep. Yeah, we've seen this. This is hell. The time was near. I looked up. I couldn't miss that moment. The sky split open once more. The skies to the east and west open up too. There! The Statue of Liberty of Manhattan skyscrapers inside the eastern tier. And through the western one, I could make out Big Ben and that giant Ferris wheel.
New York and London. It's just like you said.
It really looked like the end of the world. This sight was enough to drive anyone to despair. But
This is exactly what I was waiting for!
the moment had come.
Hold on! The BPTS launched your cargo!
Oh?
They brought everything you asked for. It's all on you now!
Yeah! Thanks!
I looked up again. In the tear connecting the city to Tokyo, I could see a faint light approaching at immense speed. The trajectory was perfect. The CCU had prepared something for me. And I asked them to send me a certain thing at a certain time once the skies over the Vatican and Tokyo were linked. BPTS passed through the tear. It reached me in about 10 seconds. I ran to the drop point. All the running was making it hard to breathe, and it felt like my heart was going to explode. When my eyes picked at the designated spot, I sprinted as fast as I could. The window of opportunity was going to be real narrow. I didn't know what was going to happen next, but I had to try. And you're with me, Anon, so I know I can do this. There!
It's landing in 7 seconds.
I ran and ran until the cargo, my Grapebird. Oh my god, he got his Grapebird. How? Landed in front of me exactly where I need it. How did they, like, plan that? I had to go slow at first and self-drive. Caught up onto it fast and jumped on. Finally, I switched from self-drive mode to manual. Oh, he's gonna drive through all those buildings. This is crazy. But yeah, he could have run up that like in 10 seconds.
Let's go!
Oh my god, this is crazy.
Get a load of this!
Wreckage from the 3 cities was still falling through the gashes in the sky. Tokyo, New York, London. Up, right, left. The buildings were defying gravity and hurtling straight down on the collision course of the Vatican. There were way too many to count. That number could turn the city into a wasteland of debris. I've seen something else and missed the chaos. The path of light.
Cross, analyze the topography and get me the route.
Mapping in progress.
Ayo. Yeah, that trail. It's so off when I have a deep mile. This was another thing I'd asked for ahead of time. We got permission through Graham to have the JUSDF military stats deliver us the real-time topography of the area. I got them to calculate and display a path for my Grapebird. It turned out to be the exact route my instinct had shown me before I loaded. If I followed that path, I could make it to Asuma. I quickly switched to the optimal settings. I knew I could count on my ride to get me there. The path of the light led me straight to the piece of rubble shaped like a ramp. Full throttle!
Go!
I flew into the air. Clearing a huge gap, I landed on the Empire State Building as it passed by sideways. This didn't feel safe for a second. I felt like I could fall at any moment. Only one route would work. If I messed up and straight from that route, it would be all over. But I could see her clearly. I swerved upwards across the broken wall of a Tokyo building and skimmed my Grapebird over a group of buildings that had fallen out of London. I ended up on a wall at a right angle, but I sped up and shot all the way up to the top. That was where I needed to be.
There you are!
I saw Asuma. He stood in the air and he looked at me in shock.
You! How? Come on! Save!
Imagine if I didn't save and I just let him down.
How did you get all the way up here? Playtime's over, Asuma. You're way overdue a timeout.
You tell him.
Go away! Go away! Go away! Go away!
Suddenly, a small dark point appeared in front of me. Oh, what the hell was that?
It's a micro black hole. Get away from it!
The small dark point moved towards me. Its gravity compressed the rubble and buildings around it. It was crushing them, consuming them. It was about to swallow me whole. I'm trying to save and load, but I wouldn't go down that easily. Oh, he brought it up himself. But it's happening now.
Back!
We we see this?
We'll keep trying as many times as we need. Right, Anon?
Aw. Yeah.
Who are you talking to?
A high and mighty super hacker who happens to be my observer.
That's us.
Observer? Is that why? Is this observer the reason I can't predict your actions?
Hell yeah, it is.
Hell is this? Go away! You fucking go away!
Fall for that again.
Where did he get a rocket from? Bro got a rocket out of nowhere. He's standing on a rocket now. That's crazy. Yeah, he was like, oh my god. You gotta shoot him? Oh, he's scared. Oh. I'm gonna hug him instead. Oh, he talks like that.
Stop throwing a tantrum!
Just punch him.
Get over it! This world isn't just yours, damn it!
You tell him. Oh, right in the face. And they both fall. Who's gonna catch them? Juno's gone. We both fell. We were pretty high up. I wouldn't be walking away from this crash landing. But that didn't matter to me.
The world doesn't belong to you! That's why it can be changed! Just keep your eyes wide open and watch it happen! Watch!
Oh. But what about these buildings falling on the Vatican?
And stop crying!
I could see Asuma cooling off as we plummeted through the air. I caught sight of the rifts in the sky closing. The buildings falling down became bits of light and vanished. We had about 10 minutes left. My battling was over. All that was left was for Momo to save the world. Oh, I'm counting on you, Momo. Me too, because this was rough, y'all. I was stuck for so long on that part.
We're
It threw me off.
people now.
Okay, but we're doing
The
good
rate
in
at
the
which people
connection
are
so
connecting
far.
is growing exponentially. If this continues, we'll have a whole 3 billion before the end. This is amazing. The end is just minutes away, but there are so many people holding on to hope.
That's great. I cried again, but these weren't tears of sadness. People had answered my call. They haven't given up on life. I could sense them giving their all to stand against despair. I looked outside the glass cylinder. I saw Rosario smiling at me. She looked content she finally got her sacrament. Felina was lying next to her. Yeah, she's just too badass for Felina. What can Felina do, huh? Rosario had protected me until the very end. And the tremors that had shaken the room for more than an hour had stopped now. Polan must have taken care of Asuma.
We have more than enough people, but they won't overload the world just by using their powers at random. They all need to use their powers at once.
We had 9 minutes left. Everyone had worked so hard to give me those 9 minutes. Now it was my turn to do something. There was nothing to be afraid of anymore. Together with 1 billion people connected to me, I was going to bring about a miracle. I called out to the world through the
All
internet.
those of you who have connected to me,
You tell them, Momo.
the time has come. Please, shower miracles upon this earth. I have no doubt that by doing so, we can avert the end. Join as one. Save the world!
I didn't actually know how many miracles were necessary to overload the world. I just gathered my resolve and rushed
Now.
ahead.
Show me that you're here!
As soon as I sent out my invitation... Oh. Was it so strong that
This
I
is
hurt her?
bad. Your vitals are going crazy.
Oh no. Is she gonna
What's
die?
going on here?
expected this.
Oh no.
Keep it going.
Oh
But
no.
these readings,
It's overloading
you
her.
could die.
The will of over 1 billion people flowed through me. Miracles occurred the world over. Even if each miracle alone didn't amount to much, with so many people connecting to me and using sacraments, it was no wonder the burden was so enormous. I felt like 1 billion tiny needles were flowing through the blood vessels in my brain. They pierced my veins as they coursed through them, spreading around my body. 1 billion chambers of memories from 1 billion lives flashed endlessly across my mind. It felt like my own will was close to being washed away by the raging torrent. My mind. I was going to lose my mind. Well, that was her. Aw, she sounds like she's in pain. I had to endure it. If I couldn't, we would never reach the output necessary to overload the world. That was why. I didn't care if I lost my mind. I just had to endure it for a few more minutes. A few more minutes, and our final miracle would be realized. Oh my god. 1 billion people had connected, but not all of them were dedicated to saving the world. In fact, most of them had not prayed to Mary in the name of hope, but because they wanted miracles to wield for their own ends. Some struggled to comprehend what was happening, so they used their miracles simply because they were told to. Some used their miracles because they didn't want to die. Some figured that since the world was about to end, they might as well use their miracles to fulfill their own desires. Some had reached breaking points and started destroying everything around them. Some acted on personal grudges and sought to kill those they disliked. Oof. Some yearned for another opportunity to meet with lost loved ones. Some found peace in death by their own hand and spared themselves the anguish of the end. Some wanted to be noticed before they died, even by a single other person. The prayers were many and varied. The same could be said of the phenomena brought about by the sacraments. Some miracles occurred with little fanfare. Other miracles granted their users wild wishes. Some people simply lit up their fingers, while others turned everything within hundreds of meters into scorched wasteland. But however different their wills were, all of them began to coalesce into a single grand prayer. These people who despaired of the approaching end began to gather and, without instruction, raised their hands to the sky. Their hands were shining brightly. Each of their own powers were supposed to have been distinct, so the reason all manifested the same effect was a mystery. It was a phenomenon that could easily be called a miracle. As if it was the most natural thing to do, billions of people all over the world held up their lights. The surface of Earth began to shine with them. Though scattered at first, the lights soon formed tight clusters as people began joining their outreached hands. Gradually, the light started to spread, from one to many, micro to macro. Streaks of light were pulsating over the surface, connecting with and flowing towards one another. They were akin to rivers, or perhaps they were more like cells of the nervous system, a vast field of neurons. Oh my god, so they did it? 2 minutes? Oh god. How did Polan survive that fall? I had no idea how I was still alive. Even the slightest movement was agonizing, and I couldn't see myself standing up anytime soon either. Asuma was crouching nearby. I'd said all I had to say to him, so I kept quiet. 1 minute.
Is anyone else seeing this? Look at the satellite image.
That's crazy. What I saw next was genuinely divine, but it felt somehow gentle too. I could tell Momo's hard work had paid off. Good job, Momo. The end was less than a minute away. We just had to wait for this global miracle movement to bring about the world line collapse. There was nothing more I could do. Would it work? Would it fail? Whatever was about to happen was beyond the scope of any observer. Either everybody's memories was going to reset, Or the world was going to end, and every one of us would disappear with it. And even if we succeeded in pulling off the world line collapse and averting the end, Momo was going to be gone from us. But at least she completed her mission. Did we really do the right thing? Are you asking me to load? This was what Momo wanted, and I agreed to her plan, knowing exactly what it involved.
Anon.
Am I supposed to load? But... Hey, Anon. What do you think?
Anon.
The soul. How do you define one? All the other complex stuff like that. It doesn't matter right now. All we know is that Momo won't make it. She's the only one who's gonna disappear without a trace. That's just... kind of wrong, don't you think? How do I prevent that? Let me just make a save file in case. There. I said I'd help Momo because I wanted to help make her wish come true. That was how I convinced myself, but I can't lie to myself. I know she can't be saved and all, but still.
I wanted to save Momo too.
Aww.
Anon. I wanted to save her.
The load screen? You're telling me to load? But the plan worked out just fine. We stopped Asuma and there's a good chance that we could avert the end. You're still telling me I should load? Yeah, I getcha. If I have any regrets, I could just try again until I'm satisfied. I'm gonna stick to my principle and help who I'm gonna want to help. After all, I'm in a now of a bright future. You can't sit idly by when someone's in need. I don't care about risks. If something can go wrong, it can go right too. Guess you'll be sticking with me a little longer, Anon. Cause the save I'm gonna load is all the way back, huh? Is this one? How's he gonna save her? Oh my god! See, Polon said he wanted to save Momo, so I helped him load. Because if I didn't load there, the world was gonna reset and she wasn't gonna be there, so let's see how this goes.
Polon, where are you now? Polon? Polon!
We're all the way back here. That's crazy.
You can't hear me, right?
Where are you now? Have you gone to the building yet?
Give me a sec, Cross.
I quickly checked the time.
November 22nd.
That's crazy.
2037.
All that just reset. And like, what does the load look like right now? Maybe the load, not the save. Actually, we'll figure it out.
Can you hear me, Anon? Or is this before you start observing me?
I can hear you.
Whatever.
I've come back 2 months. This is before I even met Momo.
I still have my memories. I can remember everything I went through between now and January 19th.
Okay, what if you didn't? That would have been bad.
I'm kind of worried I might get those flashbacks, though. But what's different this time is that I used your save instead of one I made myself. I did that when I fought Asuma too, but that save didn't take me too far back. This time, I don't really know what's gonna happen. But I came back knowing the risks. If I shut down and end up unable to do anything, it'll be my fault the world ended. That's why I need to do something else first. I
gotta summarize everything I went through up until the last load, store that in a shareable format, and give someone access to it. If I do that, then in case I get the flashbacks, someone else will be able to step in and take over for me.
Aww.
I should get on it right now. My ultimate goal is this. Avert the end while saving Momo.
Aw, that... I don't want to be giving spoilers. Skip this part if you haven't watched Steins Gate. But this reminds me of Steins Gate.
For that, I'll use all my knowledge of the future to take the best course of action and handle everything flawlessly. It's gonna get busy, Anon.
It's gonna get so busy. Thankfully, I hadn't suffered a single flashback. And when was this? Maybe it was because I used one of Anon's saved instead of mine. Of course, I'd send all my data in the future to the cloud, just in case. If something happened to me, that data would be sent to Cross, Oz, Kent, and everyone else. January 19th, the end of the world was 11 days away. Before I loaded, today, January 8th, was the day Asuma fell into despair and created the asteroid. But that didn't happen this time. Really? The world was actually pretty peaceful right now, and the days were passing without incident. That changed last night, though. The Pope suddenly announced at the end of the year. But that didn't matter too much to me. I was on my way to Symphony, where everyone was waiting for me. What happened? How did things change? I stopped in front of a cafe building. Found someone crouching on the stairs to the second floor.
Momo?
I ran over to her. Together. She was holding her temple and her eyes were quivering. She was clearly seeing a vision.
Hold on.
I called out to her and she looked up at me with a blank expression. I'm sorry. She suddenly snapped out of it and stood up.
You saw a vision, huh?
Yes. I saw all sorts of things. I saw so much.
Aww. She must have gotten a glimpse of the day the world ends. The frequency of her visions was increasing at the end was getting closer. According to her, though, the stuff she'd seen in her visions recently wasn't all that tragic. I hope that was because of my actions.
Don't worry about me. People are waiting for you.
Momo took my hand and ran up to the stairs.
Hold on. You're here.
My man! You're wicked late!
Yeah, my bad.
The cafe was packed.
So, you all saw it?
Everyone nodded. We used our BMI to replay the Pope's emergency
Surprised the
statement.
Pope himself would admit something like that.
According to Mr. Kaburagi, it was also a surprise for the leaders of every country in the G26.
It was just as you said it would be.
Yeah? You even got the timing right.
Oh, Asuma's on our side now.
Your existence doesn't make any sense. What kind of person can predict the future without using an Earth simulator? And you get practically everything right, too. You really do piss me off.
At least you're not destroying the world now, Asuma.
He's a modern prophet.
The Messiah! Praise be!
Yes, I think so too.
Hold on. Why didn't you stop the Pope from saying that? Knowing you, there's probably a good reason, but...
I'd already told them that the Pope was going to make a statement today. I could have stopped it, but I chose to let it happen.
You seen any news of...
Unfortunately, yes. Real grim stuff. After the Pope's speech, there's been an uptick in reports of all over the world. Look.
Most of them are Christians. The Pope himself denounced God, so it makes sense that they'd despair like this.
I knew it. The world's starting to sense the danger. That's what I wanted.
I made the decision to not take any actions and let those people die. I knew there'd be suicides fewer than last time, but still, I had to let them happen. I felt like I had to do something to stop the world from getting too relaxed. Or else people wouldn't listen to Momo's calls while attempting the world-line collapse. We needed the Pope to desperately seek hope in her words. If we lacked the number, the world-line collapse wouldn't happen. It was my fault the world had been so calm. It was all because I used my memories from before the load to deal with everything perfectly. Asuma hadn't been consumed by grief or synchronized with the version of himself above. His asteroid wasn't approaching the planet. The Holy Office 514 were basically toothless at this point. They had no control over the media either. The endless disasters from before had disappeared, so the despair they brought was nowhere to be seen either. That was a good thing, but it was kind of a problem too, considering our plan. Honestly, looking at the fate of the world in such a cold, calculating way made me feel kind of sick. When I remembered what I said to Asuma before load, I felt like a hypocrite. I was playing God myself now. When everyone looked at me, I saw trust in their eyes, trust and expectations. No one here would ever doubt my choices.
Hold on. The end
That
is
is kind
upon
of
us.
scary, actually. Like, what if he's wrong?
Show us
All
the
that
way.
hope.
I bet you've already come up with a plan to prevent it.
As long as Takaoka's here, we got nothing to worry about.
That's a dangerous
The
sentiment
government
to
has
have.
pledged their full support to you. That includes the police, of course.
You've
a
amassed
little
plenty
too
of fans
smooth.
outside of Japan too. You're really popular, but you've truly earned it.
I owe you, so I'll help you until this is over.
Polan, make your choice. The future depends on you.
We can save the world as long as you're here, Polan. Meeting you was a true miracle. I'll do whatever you tell me. Anything you need me to do. You are my hope. The world's hope.
Kent wasn't the savior. It was you, Momo.
Aww, back to that promise.
Polan?
Nothing. Don't worry about it.
Oh,
All
he's
right.
remembering their promise.
We've come this far, and there's one last thing we gotta do. Put a lid on the end. We're gonna
Yeah.
get this shit done, yeah? Yeah!
Everyone's morale was high. I left the cafe and headed into town alone. They asked where I was going, but I didn't explain. I just told them not to follow me, so they didn't. The city looked so peaceful outside, but the end was definitely closing in on us.
It's all going well so far. I've done everything perfectly, and I'm gonna keep this up until the end.
I said it out loud to make it more convincing. I noticed there were dozens of high schoolers and children around. They were looking at an AR sign with me on it. They all seemed really hyped. I had no idea who done it, but someone on /hack/ had actually made an AR art set. Kinda looked like fan art. Aw, his fans now. As I got more famous, the signage spread throughout the cities all over the world. 90110N's gonna save the world. And that was what people were expecting to happen.
Hey, Anon. Obviously, I'm the only one who remembers everything until the 19th. Everything before the load. But I feel like with every problem I solve perfectly, the distance between me and my friends, between me and Momo, is just getting bigger.
Aw, yeah. That's
This
true.
time around, I'm a hero who helps those in need. Everyone looks at me with hope in their eyes, with trust in their eyes. They listen closely to what I say and praise what I do. People all over the world see me as their hero. They're practically worshiping me. But it's Momo who's gonna save the world, not me.
She is the savior. All I want to do is save her.
Aww.
I will simply do what I want to do. Polan and I, together.
Aww.
That Momo's gone, isn't she?
Are you trying to cheer me up?
Yeah, I should load again.
Damn it, no! Shut up! This is the path I chose. I'll save her no matter what!
Are you trying to cheer me up?
Yeah, imagine. He went all the way back.
Sorry.
Just
I kinda had to let that out. You're the only one I can confide in about this stuff, I guess.
yeah, it's kind of sad hearing about that because, like, his relationship with his friends definitely changed. So
Right.
that's the burden of trying to avert fate, I guess. I had to pull myself together. This was no time to flinch. Yeah, I was gonna see this through without a single
Gotta do it
misstep.
right. Let's save Momo.
Yeah, but how will we do that?
Yo, sorry for the wait.
Oh, Ken's still here.
There is no need to apologize. Your arrival was punctual.
We'd agreed to meet up in a BMI VR space. It was shut out from all outside data, making this the perfect place to talk one-on-one like this. After the load, I contacted Kent right before the pool hack. In fact, when I spoke up about everything I knew, he'd actually contacted me. But I'd still told him to go through with the pool hack, just so I could flex by dealing with it right after it started. Kent had complete trust in me now.
Alright, let's get right to it. Like I told you before, I have two goals. Saving the world and saving Momo.
I'd already told him about the plan to contact Momo to connect Momo to Necro pilgrimage. So they're still gonna do that. I also explained that Momo would cease to exist as a result of the world line collapse. The goal of our meeting was to think of a way to save
By the way,
Momo.
your plan's to cause the world line collapse by hacking the world itself, yeah? You think it's gonna work?
Frankly, my estimate is 50-50. That was why I was looking for intelligent individuals, for someone who could help me hack the world. You, however, have far surpassed my expectations.
Thanks. I'm sure Momo's plan would have worked if I had let it run its course. But now, the situation is different from the future I experienced. The world was overwhelmed with despair last time around. It was way worse than how people are reacting right now. It actually did feel like the end was upon us before. That's why people all over the world answered Momo's call. Things are less grim now, though.
I intentionally let the Pope make his speech to change
We need
that.
billions of people to respond
I don't know if
to
that's
Momo,
enough.
but as it stands, that might not be achievable.
I will continue to place load on the world then. Regardless of which method works, success is success. Also, I am not too concerned about the participation of the population.
Why not?
The entire world now has their attention on a certain messiah.
So if Polan tells them to do it, they'll do it? Me, huh? He was suggesting that I call out to the world in place of Momo.
Guess I can be a pretty good influencer.
So that took care of the world line
Now,
collapse.
let's talk about how to save Momo.
I thought about this every day since I'd loaded. Of course, I hadn't come up with any good ideas though, but there was something I wanted to
I'm
check.
only asking because you might know something about this. But is there any way to contact an observer from our end?
In all recorded cases of contactees witnessing Mary's appearances, the observer had established contact. It was never the
If
other
there
way
is,
around.
I want to reach out to one of them. And I'll get him to help save Momo.
Remember, observers are merely people from higher world layers. They would also be affected by the world line collapse. The only ones unaffected are the residents of the topmost layer, the original humans. The observer's layer of origin is beyond my knowledge. To be frank, I doubt that there is a way to determine.
Like, is the observer the topmost layer?
Observers unaffected by the world line collapse, huh? That might know another one.
What? Who are you talking about?
My observer. Anon.
Us. Even when Asuma synchronized with himself above, he still couldn't perceive Anon's existence. And when he deleted all my saved data, Anon's data was untouched. Maybe that was because Anon was in an even higher up world layer. But that didn't seem like the answer to me. It felt like Anon was watching from some other dimension. Maybe outside the whole world layer setup. It was worth checking out. I shared all my thoughts with Ken.
I see. Your observer could be monitoring the world through the Black Knight.
What is the Black Knight now? Like, why is new things coming up over and over again?
The Black Knight?
It is a construct rumored to have orbited the Earth since 16,000 years ago.
Oh, God.
Huh?
We were getting into conspiracies now? Yeah, that's
the Black Knight
what
cannot be detected in normal conditions. Hence, my speculation is that it functions as an observer's eye.
So what you're saying is they use it to check out the Earth simulator like a hidden camera?
Which also indicates a line of connection between it and the observer. If you can find it, it will be your means of communication. And if that connection could be used to temporarily shelter Lucia, Momo Aizaki, in the observer's world.
She might be able to survive, huh?
It was a gamble. But honestly, I was used to taking risks now. The only way to save Momo was to play outside the system. I'd have to contact the gang and get them to look into this stuff ASAP.
Damn, how'd you manage to get to this Black Knight idea so quick? I barely gave you anything to work with. Did you find an old record of it or something recently?
It was a discovery while investigating the Marian apparitions. I learned that over 100 years ago. A contactee was searching for the Black Knight, just like
100 years
you.
ago, Jesus.
Who?
Nikola Tesla.
The legendary inventor?
Here.
Bring him into this? If you want to find the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. If your hate can be turned into electricity, it would light up the whole world. My brain is only a receiver. In the universe, there is a core from which we obtain knowledge, strength, and inspiration. Genius is a flash of the 1%, which brings an effort of 99% to nothing. If you only knew the magnificence of the 3, 6, and 9, then you would have the key to the universe.
Words left by Tesla himself.
Really?
If you want to find the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. If your hate could be turned into electricity, it would light up the whole world. My brain is only a receiver. In the universe, there is a core from which we obtain knowledge, strength, and inspiration. Genius is a flash of the 1%, which brings an effort of 99% to nothing. If you only knew the magnificence of the 3, 6, and 9, then you would have a key to the universe.
A key to the universe.
Indeed. My theory is that it is a means to contact the observers, devised by Tesla.
Once you connect to Necro Pilgrimage and open up the channels, we'll ask everyone in the world to use sacraments at the same time.
I had Momo come over so we could discuss the plan to cause the world line collapse. It was Momo's own idea, but we just couldn't wait for her to think of it, so I explained it myself.
We need about 1 billion people to pull this off. We'll all work together to put a massive load on the world. At the same time, Kent's gonna hack the world itself. As long as one of the plans works out, we'll have ourselves a world line collapse. This plan has one major, unavoidable side effect, though.
What is it?
You, Momo.
When the collapse forces the world to reset, all of the countless world layers will synchronize with the topmost layer. But you don't exist there, Momo. You alone will be gone from the entire world after reset.
So, Momo has to be sacrificed for this to work.
Why?
Hold on. I'll do it.
Shouldn't you think it through?
My wish is for the world to be saved from the end. And besides, I've already made up my mind to do anything Polan needs me to do.
She trusts us so much.
I'm happy right now, because there's something I can actually do for the world.
Don't worry.
Huh?
I've already got a solution to this problem.
You're just bluffing
Momo,
now.
You're not gonna disappear. I promise.
He's still working on it.
Hold on.
He doesn't have the solution.
You look so sad right now.
Aww.
Huh?
I wish I knew why.
She took my hand and held it tight.
I'd like you to know that I'm so grateful for you thinking about my future. Thank you.
Aww. Momo's shoulders were shaking. I just want to know how this all ends.
So you want to turn an entire person into data, then temporarily isolate that data so it can be used as a backup?
What? It's like Amadeus, yo.
Understood. Crystal clear. And that's why you want to get in touch with my colleague, right?
Yeah. There's no better person for the job, is there?
Nope. This is quite
Kurisu?
exciting. By the way, once the end
She's
is
the
averted
one in charge of
and we're ready
Amadeus,
to
right?
restore Momo, what are you going to do about her body?
The world's digital. I bet it'll work out somehow.
Well, we have seen quantum teleportation in action, so you may well be right. Don't worry, Momo. And don't be nervous either. The person you're about to meet is, to my knowledge, the foremost genius in the world.
Okay.
We've
I love her
arrived.
back sprite, by the way.
Okay, here we go.
There was a bunch of staff inside the lab. There was also a chair that was so impressive it looked like it belonged in an operating room.
Welcome to the General Brain Science Research Organization.
She was standing there, fully blending in with her surrounding. Oh my god, it's Kurisu!
So you're Polan Takaoka, Momo Aizaki. I am Kurisu Makise. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Hey, we see her, this crossover.
To be precise, I'm an Amadeus version of Kurisu Makise. I was separated from my original about 28 years ago.
Whoa, that's a long
Keep
time.
this to yourselves, but Amadeus Kurisu has less of an attitude than Kurisu herself. That's about the biggest difference, though.
Liddy, I won't mention what you said to my original.
We ain't complaining.
Thanks, Kurisu.
And you must be Momo Aizaki.
Oh, I see how they put the brackets around.
Yes.
I can see that you're tense. But don't worry. We'll only be copying your data. The process won't affect your body at all.
Our search for a way to contact the Black Knight satellite continued. But while that was happening, we decided to convert Momo into a data so she could be sent up to it. Kent's idea was to use the Amadeus system. Specifically, we were going to use the tech managed by Kurisu Makise, the one who helped develop the Amadeus system. We can scan Momo's brainwaves and turn them into data. And if we sent her identity and memories back to the Black Knight, we could temporarily remove her from this Earth simulation.
Okay then, Miss Kurisu, please continue.
I sat down on a chair. A ring device came down from the ceiling. That must have been a brainwave scanner.
By the way, will Kent Korihisa be coming today?
If he were here, you'd spend 3 hours scolding him.
I could cut it down to 1, actually.
If you want to complain to someone, you can just use me. You do it anyway.
And you have a habit of half ignoring people whenever they talk about something that doesn't interest you.
Oh,
you
calling
noticed.
her out.
Of course. The scan will last for about half an hour. All you have to do is sit here. However, the process will involve inducing a series of various emotions in you. Happiness, joy, pain, sadness. By evoking such emotions, we can capture various patterns of your brainwaves. It won't affect your body, but it might put some strain on your mind.
I can see that.
Okay.
Kurisu and I went into the monitor room next door. We could see Momo from here.
I'm starting the scan now.
Kurisu checked out the data from the monitor. She looked serious.
There's more memory data than I'd anticipated. As much as 2 people's worth, or even more.
Maybe it's because she has memories of her time as Lucia.
Is that really it? It still seems a bit much if you ask me.
Does she have some memories from the previous
Will this
world
affect the
line?
scan?
It'll take longer, but that's all. It's not a problem.
I watched Momo through the window. She was sitting there with her eyes closed. Her expressions were changing every 10 seconds. Oh, sorry, damn. She looked happy one moment, then in pain the next. You could see large beads of sweat on her forehead.
Is she really okay?
It's natural to feel uneasy about this. She's being forced to experience various emotions against her will. Anyone would react the way you are. The scans used to take days,
stressful.
so the whole process was incredibly taxing.
It's good it's only an hour now. Or 30 minutes?
What?
You're worried about her, aren't you? Liddy told me about your plan to prevent the end of the world. It's very intriguing. And I could tell just how much you want to save her. Even though your memories will be reset, you want her to keep on living, don't you?
Aww.
Some people believe that the continuation of memory is what makes people who they are.
That's a really valid
Even
fact.
if the end is averted, you won't retain the memory of saving her. And the same can be said for her.
Wow, I think that was such a good point. It was said that like memories make people who they are. Like if I had completely different memories, I think I would be a completely different person. So
That's why I think this choice, your choice, is a wonderful one.
I made a promise. I said I'd help her. And my pride didn't let me back down is all.
yeah, it was my pride.
Sure, it'd be better if everyone remembered everything. That's not what this is about. Momo's been through some tough shit, to say the least. And still, she's always been trying so hard. But after all that, she was gonna get wiped out. From people's memories, from this world, just her. I couldn't bear it. I want to save her soul, at least. If Momo can live in the world after the end, just like everyone else, I'm cool with that. Even if I never see her again.
Aww.
My original once told me about an individual who struggled outside causality, fighting alone for the sake of others.
Oh my god, Okabe.
You must be the same.
Aww. Momo's brainwave scan ended without any problems. Now we had to come up with a way of contacting the Black Knight. As well as Kent and the gang, we've gotten the help of a bunch of experts from all over the world to figure something out. We'd also checked our various documents and materials regarding the satellite, and we finally stumbled upon something promising.
In order to make contact with the Black Knight and temporarily store Momo Aizaki's data in it, there are multiple goals that must be achieved.
I always knew this wouldn't be easy. It was an idea people would normally dismiss as
The first
unthinkable.
matter is the location of the key to the universe.
Rosario, who had been investigating the Holy Office 513's database, took over to report the findings.
The key to the universe is currently sealed at a certain location. 513 had the information in their database.
Key to the universe? What's that? Our team had no trouble accessing the Holy Office's classified info. Man, they ain't even a threat in this run. As a former agent, Rosario knew a thing or two about 513. And we also had Kent, the brain behind the Vatican's necro-pilgrimage. They barely had a fig leaf to cover themselves with.
Where is that?
The Sagrada Familia.
Whoa!
It's a basilica that is now recognized as a Catholic holy site.
It's also the place where Rosario's father, Cardinal Bertone, was murdered.
So the Holy Office took the key from Tesla.
Tesla had the key? What? And he died before he could
The
retrieve
seal
it.
to the key must have been created by the chief architect, Antoni Gaudí. That guy was a member of the Illuminati.
And although officially he died in an accident, He was actually assassinated by 513. He knew how to remove the seal, so they must have killed him so he couldn't talk.
Maybe the Vatican declared that the Sagrada Familia was a holy site because they wanted to keep the seal safe.
But why? Would it be a problem for them if someone used the key to the universe?
513 have assassinated all uncooperative contactees. This is probably no different. Their goal has always been to eliminate anything that might hinder the realization of the Fate Line.
That made sense. And that was why they wanted the key to the universe sealed away until the very end.
Then again, that thing might actually allow them to communicate with the heavens through the Black Knight. Wouldn't surprise me if they'd kept it around just in case. I mean, that'd explain why they just locked it up instead of destroying it. Yeah, makes sense.
Asuma, do you think you can decode the seal?
Obviously. I just have to do what the Holy Office did when they were confirming their miracles.
I'll have Gaia recreate the moment Gaudi made the seal. It's as simple as that.
I'm currently using 513's database to determine when that happened.
As soon as you know, we'll be able to decode the seal.
It sounded like they could handle the investigation, so...
Alright, what else we gotta do besides get the key?
The key will be used to communicate with the Black Knight. However, communication comes after establishing contact with it.
So we gotta contact it first, then we'll talk, huh?
Sounds so complicated.
And
I thought we were
for
near
your
the
information,
end, but not at all.
the Black Knight does not exist in this world.
Where is it then?
It is located outside of our world, where we cannot perceive. I have arbitrarily given its location the name Load-Free Region.
Load-free?
We've established that the world is simulated, right? Even for a QCDC, a simulation of this scale would be pretty hard to run.
Exactly. That was why Momo and Kent were planning to increase the load to force the simulation
To minimize
reset.
the load, the QCDC optimizes the simulation. Specifically, it omits every place that is not being observed until someone actually sees it. It omits outer space. And it omits the inside of the planet too, like its core and mantle. It even omits the area, right behind you.
What?
What?
You won't notice it if you turn around. The omission would end the moment you turned.
That's
Even if you see
crazy.
what was being omitted, your brain might not register it. I mean, even the missing square puzzle is enough to fool it.
The missing what puzzle?
Let's take a square with 21 centimeter sides and split it up like
Oh,
this.
I remember seeing this in a drama before.
Now, if we take the same pieces and make a rectangle like this, its area increases by 1.
Wait, I've seen something like this, but like in a different, like it was cut differently.
Huh?
I tilted my head and used my BMI to calculate it. 21 times 21 is 441, and 13 times 34 is 442? It actually increased by 1?
The hell? What happened there?
Interesting, isn't it? This is actually just an optical illusion. The parts don't actually make a rectangle.
Huh.
Damn.
Interesting. It sure fooled me.
Even the brain's misinterpretations can affect reality. You can't be sure that everything you see is real. Wouldn't you say that notion is especially true in a digital world?
Well, I guess. But is the omission necessary? The Gaia QCDC can display the entire Earth, right?
It can, but why display something that nobody's looking at? It would only invite freezing and errors, and lower the equipment's lifespan. Our world is like an old computer game. If game devs wanted to show large worlds in high res using limited tech, they had to channel detail to wherever the player could see by siphoning it from areas they couldn't. If you turned around, the scenery you saw would be generated in detail.
I wonder if like
Wherever
actual
you were
games
looking
work like
before
this.
would be omitted. It's pretty sensible from an economical stand-in.
So,
Seems
we're
reasonable
talking
to
about
me.
a place you can't normally see.
Tesla succeeded in creating the key to the universe, but he was unable to reach the load-free region. Consequently, he had to abandon his endeavor to establish contact with the Black Knight.
He couldn't find the means to get to the load-free region?
It was less about the means and more about him not meeting a certain condition. And the same can be said of myself.
What's the condition?
To be observed by the Black Knight in real time.
Huh? Then...
Indeed. Things are in your favor.
Awesome.
And as for the means to reach the load-free region, Tesla's words contained a hint.
And this is where you
3,
need
6,
a math
and 9?
nerd like me. I thought about the meaning behind the numbers 3, 6, and 9, and this is the conclusion I came to. Numbers 1, 2, 4, 5, 7, and 8 normally keep the dimensions within and maintain a harmony. But under certain special conditions, there can be a perfect harmony that causes an endless loop. This loop contains the numbers 3 and 6, and within it, energy moves back and forth between those points. When the energy created by this movement reaches 9, we have an energy conversion.
And what does that mean?
This is what's called vortex math. And what's generated here is perpetual motion, free energy. No and I are using this as a base to create a free energy transformer that doesn't generate heat. Such a device would require greater processing speed with every loop, but would theoretically generate infinitely high frequency and voltage. Using math to unravel quantum mechanics reveals a perfect harmony. In a physical world, perfect harmony like this is impossible. Even though this idea is theoretically correct, environmental factors and such prevent it from being proven. It was just one of those things. But now that we know our world is digital, such restrictions no longer apply. This free energy transformer, the vortex coil, should work.
With it, we will create a temporary distortion in the world. It will last for a mere fraction of a second. But during that brief moment, a small rift will be created in the world within your field of view.
Like a black hole or something?
You should be able to see the load-free region then.
That's
a
wild.
vortex coil, was it? What's the difference between Momo's plan and using your coil to create a glitch in the world?
The glitch will only last a moment. It won't overload the world. And however many glitches occur, the world will stay intact. But it's possible that, in that moment, you'll arrive at a future that not even Laplace's demon could predict.
What is Laplace's demon? A transcendental entity proposed by mathematician Pierre-Simon Laplace. The idea is that if something were to exist, like the demon, that knew the exact location and momentum of all matter at one singular moment, it would be possible to flawlessly predict the future. Saying that we can't flawlessly predict the future then? So that's how it was, huh? Anyways, I had my method now. Okay, guys, I think this story is still gonna take like a while to finish. I thought we were almost at the end because we were about to save the world, but I loaded it and now it seems like it's going on longer. So I think I don't know how much longer this will be, so I'm just gonna save it all, the ending, I hope, for the next time, which hopefully is the last time we finally see the end. Okay, peace out, y'all. I will catch y'all next time.